They play a doubleheader in Houston. What should we expect during baseball's stretch run? Buster Olney is here this morning. 9 o'clock Eastern with Key, Jay, and Max. They're next. It's ESPN Radio.
Coming up next, Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max on ESPN Radio and ESPN2.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Starting trouble. No one likes that. We'll get you set up for some stronger starts. You might just need a fresh charge, and we'll take care of that free of charge. But if it is time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that'll fit your needs, starting at just $69.99. You can learn more about our battery selection at AutoZone.com. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2021.
How long does it take to tackle a home project? With Angie, you could cross it off your list before this ad is over. Just tell us what you need. Indoor or outdoor, repair or redesign, and we handle the rest, sending a top pro to get it done. You don't have to lift a finger, except to tap the screen or click the mouse. Plus, Angie is free to use. So bring us your next home project, and we'll bring it home. Download the app or go to Angie.com. That's ANGI.com to get started.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title? No problem. With gas prices at all-time highs, now's the time to donate.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
With your donation, you'll receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher, so donate today.
97.5 The Fanatic is an equal opportunity employer and is dedicated to performing broad outreach to fill job vacancies at the station. We seek the help of local community organizations in referring qualified applicants to our station. Community organizations that wish to receive our job posting should contact the Fanatic's business office by calling 610-771-9750. We also encourage listeners to visit bbgi.com, where you'll find an online listing of job openings at Beasley Media Group, LLC.
What is hope? Hope to me was just that he would get to come home. I had no idea how hard it would be once he got back.
I wish she'd stop drinking so much. She thinks it's helping, but it's not. I hope she sees that soon.
I act like I don't care if he comes to my games, but I hope he does.
I used to hope he'd find happiness again. Now I hope our marriage makes it.
I hope Grandpa will get help. He thinks it's too late, but it's not.
With everything that he's going through, I hope he sees a counselor. I just want my brother back.
I hoped he'd get help. Stop hoping things would get better on their own. He told me to stop asking. I didn't. Then one day he asked for a ride.
Hope is knowing there are other families just like yours, that the veterans they love got help and recovered. Go to maketheconnection.net and turn hope into action.
Hellsberg Diamonds presents The Guy Who Got It Right. Tim needed an engagement ring. He did research, listened to hints from his fiance's friends.
She wants a lab-grown, oval cut, and white gold with a halo.
And he went to Hellsberg Diamonds. At Hellsberg, Tim found an incredible selection of high-quality, lab-grown, and natural diamonds. He also found the ring she really wanted.
Nailed it. She is gonna freak.
Be like Tim. Find the ring of her dreams at a Hellsberg near you or at hellsberg.com. Ask now about special financing offers.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Good morning. Thought I'd help you wake up.
It's 6 a.m. and you're listening to The John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Let the party
Big M. The show starts now.
And we get it rolling. It's your Thursday morning John Kincade show on 97.5 The Fanatic. A soupy morning out there. So be prepared. You're going to take your shower. You're going to go outside, and then you're probably going to feel like you need another shower after you've been out in that kind of humidity. So it's going to be a little bit of a struggle bus today for some. For those who work outside, and I got 2 emails yesterday. I'm going to start with it today. Charles and, excuse me, I'm sorry.
What do you say, Charles?
Charles and Steve. He heard us talking about the.
What do you say, Stevie?
Charles lays asphalt.
Woo!
Yeah, that ain't fun.
Ooh.
He said that you brought this up a couple weeks ago about laying asphalt being like a terrible thing. He goes, Bob has referenced this before, that guys that when you reference jobs that are out there, he's trying to fix the potholes that occurred over the cold weather months.
Yeah.
And he said
So he curses the winter and he curses the summer.
He works for a local township. He is flat out dying from the heat. And he said that he has a hint for our audience. A little bit of a hint. He puts salt in a Gatorade. He takes a big swig of a Gatorade bottle. He has a salt container, and he shakes salt into the Gatorade, and then shakes it all up, and then he drinks the Gatorade, and he says he finds it even makes it more effective to just replenish and help him out. He said he feels a little better. He said that might be for someone sitting out in the heat. Now, how about a roofer?
Ooh. Man,
I would imagine that's another nasty job.
I had friends of mine that did roofing during the summer, our summer jobs, man. That ain't good. That's hard.
It was interesting, though, because in a matter of the 2 emails came in yesterday right around lunchtime, and they came in like 22 minutes apart. And both of them were like, you guys create a lot of entertainment for us and everything like that. He goes, but give us a shout out to the people that are working out in the heat. But they came in like 17 minutes apart. I said, 2 guys having the same idea. Like, we're sitting in here in air conditioning and talking sports with you. So if we can give you any kind of entertainment comfort for the day, and both of them were listening to Tunis and Tom yesterday during their a little bit of downtime, taking a little bit of break. I've never heard of the salt in the Gatorade before. Connor, you shook your head. You've done this?
I haven't done it. I understand the thought process behind
the water
it. Yeah.
See, the pickle juice thing is great, and I find that I absolutely believe that as a person who lived in the South for 25 years. I learned the pickle juice thing, and not just from Andy Reid in 2000.
Well, it's very
in
salty.
Dallas.
Yeah, the salinity helps you.
You retain it.
Before golf, if you can just hold your nose and chug it.
Oh no, I chugged a pint of pickle juice once for free drinks. I like pickle juice.
See, I don't mind it, but like a sip.
Pickleback shot?
But a sip.
Oh, terrible.
Oh, man, a shot of whiskey with a shot of pickle juice right behind it?
Just take the whiskey. Why would you ruin good whiskey with pickle juice?
Because not all the whiskey's good.
Yeah, whiskey's not
all
pickle
juice. All whiskey's good whiskey.
Oh, jeez.
It was in Clearwater, and the back of the house had to come out and see it, and I chugged a pint of pickle juice.
A pint?
A pint?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, if you hold your nose.
I wouldn't feel like drinking after doing a pint of pickle juice.
Well, I lost the bet because it was after a full day of drinking, and my dumb brain was like, oh, free drinks, and then I pretty much ruined my night.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Uh-huh.
So I didn't really get free drinks from...
Yeah,
I
somebody
lost.
was smarter than you.
Do the pickle juice thing, though, especially I'm playing golf tomorrow, and people are like, oh, my God, it's so hot. Do the pickle juice thing, and I don't know if a pint. I would do like a... sort of like a highball glass.
Yeah.
Beforehand, and I would hold
like 2-3 ounces.
I would hold my nose, take it, and I would chug it down, and it absolutely helps you as far as just not beating it. But we appreciate everybody who listens, and it is a cool thing to hear from you what you do each day and how you consume the station and where you consume the station and everything. And I love that we see you out there on the app. And we see you out there on YouTube, and we appreciate you. And if you're down the beach and you're enjoying us, you go down the shore. Had people down at in Maryland checking in the other day, asking a question about something that we were doing, trying to get FanFest tickets. So we appreciate you all. Take care of yourselves today and just do the smart things while this heat wave's going on. Since the Eagles won their Super Bowl, there's been a disturbing trend. They're 2-6 versus Dallas. But worse than being 2-6, they have a point differential of minus 83 in those 8 contests. And I don't know about you, because for Jamie and Chunas have talked about it before, where for them the Giants are the bigger, that bigger sort of rivalry more because of the people they have to interact with. Jamie hangs out with a lot of Villanova students and people he went to college with. So that he's going to have the New Yorkers there. Chunas has said, always hated the facing the Giants more. For me, it's still always going to be the Cowboys. And it seriously has to change. When you play 8 games against Dallas and you're a minus 83 point differential, that goes back to some of the worst periods in Eagles history. It was really cute last year when Nick Sirianni came out with his T-shirt and was ready for Dallas week and embracing the rivalry. And then he proceeded to lose 2 games by a combined 45 points. And I realized the last one at the end of the year really didn't mean anything. But when you get your asses kicked by 25 points, yes, it means something. That wasn't cute. Winning's cute, but winning against Dallas is flat out beautiful. If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And people around here roll their eyes at, the Cowboys, they haven't done anything in forever. The Cowboys have knocked the Eagles around. They've taken their lunch money. They've embarrassed them. And to me, that should absolutely be one of the items at the top of the 2022 Eagles to-do list, is to not only take this division, but start to stem the tide against the top competitor in their division. That's where we begin. Bob and Jamie are here. Pat's on vacation, so Connor is in Pat's spot. It's the John Kincade Show here on The Fanatic. To me, that is, and again, it may be something very superficial, Bob. It may not matter. If you win the division and lose to Dallas, it's supposed to not matter, but it matters to me.
Yeah,
it's important to me.
It matters to the million Eagles fans out there that watch this team week in and week out. Yeah, nothing's more, well, not nothing. There might be no opponent more important than the Dallas Cowboys, and you've given up in your last 3 games 51, 41, and 37 points against them.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I don't care if Hurts wasn't even playing in the last game or not.
Yeah, there is some games thrown in there over the time period that you gave that it was a doesn't matter game or whatever. But, all right, if it doesn't matter, why aren't you the one scoring 51, 41, and 37? Cowboys, that's the team you're going to be going against for this NFC East title this year. That's the team. That's got to be your focus. You can't control what they do in their other 15 games, but in the 2 that you play them, you got to let them know that, this is your division and they have to come through you to get it. So
you get the first game at home. The first matchup will be a Sunday night game here at home. So you get that opportunity to deliver a message a little bit earlier in the season. And then, of course, we have the Christmas Eve game, strangely scheduled at 4:30 on Christmas Eve. So we need to get those masses adjusted still. But, you get the second chance then. And that game very well could be for the division.
Yeah, it could be. It boils down to this. The Cowboys are a good football team. The Eagles haven't beaten many good football teams the last 2 years. I'd like to see them beat a good football team. I'd like to see Jalen Hurts outduel. Well, not even outduel. I don't even want to use that word. I want to see him beat a quarterback that's better than him. And, Matt Ryan's probably the only one on his list here in the, what was it, how many games is it? 20?
20 starts.
20 games. He's basically beaten one guy that's better than him. That's not good enough. You're not going to be a playoff team. I don't care how weak your division is very often when that's the case. So, I'd love to see them beat the Cowboys. They seem to be getting steamrolled by them lately, especially defensively. And, Jonathan Gannon's got toys now, and there's no more excuses. So go beat them.
It better happen. And it's one thing that I am confident, though, that we will see it this year. I am confident that they are the best team in this division.
Yeah, 6th game of the year is the Cowboys, as Jamie said on that. Is that a Sunday night? Sunday night game at 8:20. Because it'll be important, because in the first game, the Eagles are going to win. And
Well,
then the second game they're going to win.
I have that scheduled
have
for
them
later
going
on. I have that
3-0.
scheduled in the show a little bit later.
Let's pick up
on.
after the bye.
And then
We'll pick that up a
4-0.
little bit later at that point.
And then we go to Arizona.
Yeah, exactly. Then that could be a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's funny. Winning the division, getting to the playoffs and all, obviously, ultimate goal, no doubt about it. But I bet you a lot of people out there, maybe you guys feel the same way. When you do that, but you don't perform well against the Cowboys twice, not that it deters your rooting interest and you're hoping that the Eagles can advance in playoffs, but you know that at the end of the season you're going to come back and say, God, why can't they take care of the Cowboys? You know, no matter what happens, that's always 1A, right? 1 is going to be making the playoffs and advancing, but 1A is, all right, how did they do against the Cowboys? I still don't get, to me, I don't get the Giants being the rivalry as much as the Cowboys. And maybe it's our age, John. Maybe it's because we grew up with it was Cowboys. That was the good team that you had to beat. The Eagles have owned the Giants. The Giants don't seem like a rival to me.
It's like what, 22 and
even though you lost to them last year, one of the worst teams in the NFL.
Yeah, it was one of the worst games you played in order to have to lose to them, only by a touchdown or whatever. Yeah, it
was 10-7, I think, wasn't it, or 14-10?
It was a disgusting display of football.
It was
what
terrible.
It was. Yeah, it was
I mean,
terrible.
that was absolutely awful.
And they still should have won had Jalen Reagor been able to catch a football.
I would love to see. I just would love to see that. I want that on the top of the to-do list for the year. Is that you got to check? You got to stem the tide with Dallas.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
embarrassing.
good teams in general, and Dallas is a good team. You say it with your chest that they're the best team in the division. I'm not there yet.
I believe it. Yeah,
I think there's a really good chance they could be.
They have to prove it, though.
But I don't have the confidence that you do right now.
Hey, the morning mind bender from Coach is that 10,000 football fans were polled, and they were asked, what is your number one in-game ritual that you try not to break? 65% of the fans said they do this while watching the game from home. What is it?
Easy.
Easy?
I think.
I think so, too.
You think it's easy?
Sits in the same exact spot.
Yep.
I was going to say stands up.
I stand a good amount.
And watches the game standing up. All right, here's a
You
question.
stand up during the game?
Sometimes.
At home, I do sometimes.
What, when it gets
tense.
Really?
Yeah, for me.
That's cool.
I stand up, though.
I'll pace a little bit.
I stand up.
Really?
I
Yeah.
stand up when they're on defense.
Yeah, if it's a big
Which
third
is
down or
strange.
something.
Which is strangely. Like, I'll, for whatever reason, I don't find myself standing when they're on offense.
I'll headbutt my daughter, do a couple chants,
What do you say, Bobby?
During
what is it?
I was going to say something to do with food or drink, but you're sitting in the same spot is a pretty good answer. But just to be different, I'll say something to do with food or drink.
Connor?
Yeah, I agree
Pretty
with Jamie.
vague.
I agree
You think
with Jamie
Jamie-
already.
I
He's
hear, all
absolutely
right, they're
right.
eating my wings.
Yeah, they do not change their seat during the game.
Yeah, you guys got it.
I figured.
So they sit in the same place.
Yeah, I get it.
See, I think that's sort of weird. Do you ever throw someone out of the room if a game that's going well, someone comes into the room and starts watching it, and then the game goes south? Do you ever say, man, since you've come in here, this game's going south?
I almost broke up with a college girlfriend over that.
What was she doing?
The Eagles did not play well when she came over. She showed up partway through the second quarter. They started falling apart. And I was joking, like, you might have to leave if they keep losing. She got mad at me. She was like, oh, I'll seriously leave. And I was like, well, they're seriously losing. So I don't know. And she walked out.
And we wonder why he can't
She
hold
doing
on to a
the
woman.
dance of the seven veils in front of the TV or something, trying to distract you? Or was she just...
No, she was just there, but like
Oh,
it
wow.
was just they started losing. So
Hey,
I
Eagles
didn't kick her out. She left of her own accord.
Sounds like you did.
I just suggested that it might help.
passive aggressively, you kicked
Yeah,
her
that's
out.
a sort of a nasty passive aggressive.
I'll throw my hands up. That's not on me.
Eagles played 9 away games last year. Right off the top here, go. What was their record in those 9?
9 away games?
4 and 5.
Connor?
4 and 5.
5-4.
5-4 sounds right.
6-3.
6-3.
Oh my God!
I thought they were
Yeah,
better
I
on the
was-
road than at home. Last
Yeah,
year.
I was just looking at their last year. They lost to the Giants. It was 13-7, that awful game that you were talking about.
Oh my
but
gosh!
yeah, 6-3 on the road.
Yeah, but
Not
they got
bad.
like Detroit on the road, Denver on the road.
Sure, they beat
Atlanta
bad
on the
teams
road,
on the
like-
road, yeah. But the Jets on the road, Washington,
Yeah.
obviously, Atlanta.
But
But,
still, though, it's not
yeah,
bad.
Carolina.
Hey, when you want a hot and juicy hamburger, go for the square. Go to Wendy's. You grab yourself a Dave's Double, and you're going to taste the hot, juicy square difference. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's, because fresh beef is available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada. That is going to be a Wendy's Thursday with us here on the John Kincade Show. So overnight, actually around dinner time last night, we found out the news that James Harden had agreed to a 2-year, $68.6 million deal to return to the Sixers, and the deal includes a player option for the 2023-2024 season. Now, it ends up he took around a $9 million pay cut watching the NBA today because he could have had $47 million this year. So he takes the less money there. But most of the assumption would be he could have gotten 30 maybe next year on the open market, 28, 30, something like that. So he ends up saving them like $9 million. But what he did for this year's team is create the flexibility. I wonder, though, this means it's over, right?
No, not necessarily.
This means shopping's over.
No,
right?
not necessarily. There's still $5 million under the apron.
Okay. What's $5 million getting you?
It's wiggle room. You can still pull in. So Eric Gordon is out unless you send out Tobias Harris. But guys like Jay Crowder.
I saw the list yesterday.
Pat Beverly, Jay Crowder. And there was 2 other guys. I'll find it. Can still be traded for, and they can make it work cap-wise under the apron.
What would you be trading?
Maybe a Matisse Thybulle, maybe a...
For Eric Gordon?
No, he's out.
No,
unless you're
there's
shipping
too
out
much
to buy.
money.
He's too much money. But a Jay Crowder, I'd have a lot of interest in.
Would they have interest in Thybulle for Jay Crowder?
Yeah, I would think so.
Thybulle's still an interesting something to teams. He's a guy. Does he need to improve his offense? No question about it. But there's a lot of teams out there that probably say, yeah, we can improve that offense.
Yeah, but would you think you're better off losing Crowder and bringing in?
Well, he's an expiring contract. Yeah. Matisse might have another
2
option.
years left?
Yeah, I mean, he might have 2. Let me look that up.
Something like that?
But something is up with Crowder in Phoenix, and it's a possibility. I don't think it's over, though.
No, and they have room for, I think it's 2 vet min contracts if they want to sign those 2. So
where would there be space?
You'd have to make roster space.
Yeah, but who are they? Like, who are you moving out? You're going to have to move out more than that. I don't think Thybulle has this market value that I've heard about. We've heard about 2 or 3 deals that didn't go through where the other team obviously said, nah, we're good. We're good. We're not taking Thybulle. They tried to trade him to every team before the trade deadline, and everybody got a call about Thybulle, and nobody bit.
Yeah, he has 2 years. So if you're Phoenix and you know Crowder's gone, that might be the appeal there.
Yeah, and it's more than just like we're just thinking of player Thybulle. Like what can he do? It's contracts are a big thing of trades, and that sometimes even overrides the value of that exact player.
Hey, Bradford White water heaters are here for the pro. Bradford White brings you the 6 o'clock hour of the John Kincade Show. So
Pat Bev is interesting too.
Now, to me, that's also very interesting.
Yeah.
What's the contract situation, though? Like, again, what I always hear, and this is one of the things that I always find problematic in sports talk radio. Yeah, we'll give him Thybulle, and we'll get what?
He's got more appeal than you think he does. I'm not saying he's like the gold
Every
piece.
team had a chance to trade for him, and nobody bit. They literally joked about it on the draft night coverage, saying if you didn't get a call about Thybulle in a trade, you weren't picking up your phone if you were a GM. They tried trading him everywhere. And
Beverly's expiring, too.
Okay,
so
there's
1 year.
What's it?
So both the Crowder and Beverly are both 1 year deals. So if the team doesn't feel like,
Okay, they gave you one. Which one you want?
Which one? I prefer Crowder.
Which one's the better fit for what the Sixers have right now?
Because DeAnthony Melton can play backup point guard, I'd probably go Crowder. But I'm good with either if it came down to it.
I'm giving you a chance, Bob. You got to make the call. Daryl Morey's on line 3. He wants to know which one of them do you bite on? If you can make that move.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Jay Crowder guy. I think Thybulle can improve. I'm sticking. I'm okay.
You think it'd stay?
Yeah, I'll stay. I'm holding.
Connor, you have the jersey, so there's a little bit of a problem with you because you don't want to have to go buy a new jersey.
I can't make this trade
That is an embarrassing decision on your part.
No, I didn't buy it. I was gifted.
Oh, you were gifted it. Who gifted it?
I got it for Christmas. That's a long story, but I would
Santa,
probably
the big
stick
guy.
with Santa.
Hi, Santa.
I'd probably stick with Matisse, or if I'm making the move, I'd go Pat Bev. And the thing, John, I think you're saying about the trade calls. I don't think that Matisse his value is really low. I think the Sixers are overvaluing him, which doesn't mean his value's low. Daryl Morey just thinks higher of him than other teams do.
Well, the deals that were being talked about on draft night that were obviously not going down. Didn't seem like anybody was being asked to give up anything. It was almost like take him.
It all depends on the other player, too. If Jay Crowder's, they know he's gone, why not get a young kid that can improve for 2 years?
I just heard it as he was a throw-in to a lot of proposed deals. I don't know if you're making a deal that is centered around Matisse Thybulle.
I'm going on one here. If you didn't get a call from about Matisse Thybulle for a draft pick, you weren't picking up your phone if you were an NBA GM.
Well, there's a difference between an expiring contract that's maybe overpaid and draft picks. That's where there's a difference.
They were looking for something.
Yeah.
On draft night. I think I might stick. I might. I don't know.
I'm done.
I'm not done yet. I'm not. I
don't expect an offensive game ever.
Yeah, I would like to try to grow the kid. I like what he has shown that he can do defensively.
Fourth year is about a breaking point in growing someone.
No, I hear you. But last year something was up. I mean, something. I'm not patting myself on the back, but we noticed. I noticed.
You kept saying it.
He just didn't look right last year.
Could it be the whole vaccine thing?
Absolutely. It could be. Maybe some teammates had it out for him. Behind closed doors, like, dude, what the hell are you doing? And some guys are a little fragile. Maybe that hurt. I don't know, but I did notice that he just wasn't his joyous self to me last year.
And some guys around the team have elderly relatives that live with them. I mean, too, that didn't probably go over well in a locker room where you've got to be that close to everybody. You got to be in that kind of a situation with a teammate. I could imagine that would have caused some friction. Grandma lives with us. My mom lives with us. She's got health issues. She's got and you're doing something that no one else on the team is doing.
Yeah, my theory is, he's been beloved his whole life and the glue of a locker room and Mr. Personality and smile and look at my vlog, and then all of a sudden everybody turns on you.
And you get upset and you start.
And he kind of collapses mentally.
Hey, you know that Hoagie Fest is back, Jamie. Did you realize that?
I've already hit it up. I got the honey mustard turkey.
Really?
Like pre-made. It's already like made. Just like, yeah, I'll take that.
The girls asked me to stop singing the Hoagie Fest is here. I'm
with the girls. Yeah,
hey, whatever your order, summer tastes better when it's full of hoagie love. Get $5 shorties and $6 classic hoagies only at Wawa. And Connor stole the night last night on social media.
Good job, Connor.
What'd you do, Connor?
He put out the tweet and he goes, anyone know where you can get some of those Wawa hard iced teas? And I said, Wawa.
So it's only select Wawas, though.
Yes.
I think it's 17 Wawas.
And in Jersey, we don't think of Wawa as a place where you could buy alcohol.
We don't in Pennsylvania either.
Well, then why would it be like?
Because
I didn't know if they were like.
Because it's their brand.
You could buy like a Dunkin' brand stout, but it's got to be at a beer store, not at a Dunkin' Donuts. I didn't think it was that crazy of a question.
I'm surprised they're at Wawa too.
There was a little.
Thank you,
when Wawa's going to make money off them, I'm sure they're loving it.
I got Connor's back on this one.
You do? It was good though. Wawa, people enjoyed that.
I want to try one. If you get some, save me one.
I'm grabbing some today.
I'm sure the folks from Wawa will make sure.
Wawa, I like beer. I like Wawa. This is a natural marriage. Get it in my mouth.
Well, it's not beer; it's hard iced tea.
Bob, let's just move on from that one. I rejected a premise from a writer who tends to be pretty controversial. Plus, I can't stand it when adults don't want young people to make money. It's the John Kincade Show. Thanks for getting on board early with us this morning here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Did you know that BetParx is the official betting partner of the PGA Tour? Did you know that you can wager on PGA Tour events while you're watching along? You can decide, you know what, I like this guy. I think that they're going to make. I think he's going to go over. I think he's going to be. I think he's going to be +9 on the back. Whatever it is, you can find your own creative bets on the all-new BetParx Casino and Sportsbook app. And you can get your first bet risk-free if you're a new customer up to $750. Baseball returns tonight. So there's baseball today and tonight. You can bet baseball. You can bet more than the score. You can bet on individual player performances and more. Hits, home runs, strikeouts. You got a big weekend against the Cubs coming. It's going to be awesome. Why don't you download the app today, and you can get in on some of those NFL futures bets, too. The live in-game wagering is awesome. Go to BetParx.com. Use my promo code Kincade if you're a new customer in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. You got to be 21. Get that risk-free bet. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia. Today's John Kincade Show is presented by Wendy's. When you want a hot and juicy hamburger, go for the square. Wendy's serves up fresh, never frozen, always square beef. Go to Wendy's and grab a Dave's Double and taste that hot, juicy square difference. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's hot and juicy hamburgers. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
Hey guys, it's Andrew. Listen, it's a big deal to replace your roof. Trust me, I get it. You just don't want any company. You want roofing experts. So call New Look Home Design. They've installed over 40,000 roofs all over the country. On average, they install one roof every hour. So you know that they have the experience and professionalism that you're looking for. New Look offers same-day on-site or virtual estimates, whatever's best for you. They provide a 3D rendering of your home, showing you exactly what your new roof will look like, and every estimate includes line-by-line pricing, so you know exactly what you're paying for to the very last shingle. And in my opinion, best of all, they offer a lifetime warranty, so you know exactly that they stand behind their work. Through July 31st, get 50% off all roofing materials, plus no payments, no interest financing for 12 months. That's right. Get your new roof now and make no payments for a full year. If you need a new roof or are just exploring your options, take my advice and call New Look Home Design, the roofing experts. Call 800-279-5300 or visit them online, newlookhomedesign.com. That's newlookhomedesign.com, and tell them Andrew sent you.
In the Delaware Valley, helping each other isn't just the neighborly thing to do. It's in our blood. It's in our plasma, too. In fact, over the years, thousands of Philadelphia area residents have helped people they'll never even meet by donating plasma at local CSL plasma donation centers. Your plasma donations have been instrumental in our efforts to create new therapies for patients living with rare and serious diseases, and have helped us provide medicines and vaccines to people in more than 100 countries around the world. We're proud to be part of this community, and we can't wait to say thank you in person at local events in the community throughout the summer. So please, when you see the CSL tent, stop by to cool off, hydrate, and grab a fun giveaway. Interested in other ways you can partner with CSL to improve patients' quality of life? Ask us about participating in one of our clinical trials or learn more at cslbearingtrials.com. That's cslbearingtrials.com. We thank you for all that you do, Philadelphia, because together we are saving lives.
Hi, it's Cuz. Is your summer weight loss plan not working out as well as you hope? Look, hope is not a strategy. This is what you got to do. Contact njdiet.com today. They will contractually guarantee you will lose 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days. Just go to njdiet.com. Their program starts with bioenergetically personalized supplements that are based on your saliva, your hair, and your blood work. And then NJ Diet uses DNA testing to create your ideal diet plan and workout regimen to help you keep the weight off. You're not sure you can do it alone? NJ Diet's with you every step of the way. You're fully monitored by their certified staff to make sure you're burning fat, not just losing water. You'll also get the doctor's personal email and phone number. NJ Diet is committed to you keeping the weight off. It's all natural, no shots, no hormones, no surgery, no prepackaged foods. Locations close by: Newark, Delaware, King of Prussia, Cherry Hill. Worldwide live online video consultations. Call them. 855-5NJ-DIET or go to njdiet.com. That's njdiet.com and lose the weight for good.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better than yours.
Spilled your milkshake? Quick, the quicker picker upper. Bounty picks up spills quicker. And each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less than the leading Ordinary brand. So you can get back to your milkshake.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better than yours.
Bounty, the quicker picker upper.
Hey guys, it's Andrew here to congratulate my friends over at Family and Company Jewelers in Marlton, New Jersey. They were just named South Jersey Magazine's best bridal jewelry store for 2022. Guys, listen, if you're looking to get engaged, Family and Company is the only place to go. The largest selection of designer jewelry, the best service, and the best prices. So go see my man Angel at the showroom and tell him Andrew sent you, and they will take care of you. Online at FamilyJewelers.com.
Family and Company Jewelers, South Jersey's diamond destination.
Progressive Snapshot can save you money based on how you drive and how much you drive. So the safer you drive, the more money you could save. Now, if you didn't hear that because you were looking at your phone while driving, let me say it again.
Seriously, put down your phone. That is so unsafe. If you didn't do stuff like use your phone while driving, you could save money with Progressive Snapshot. But saving or not, just put it down.
And if you did hear it the first time because you weren't looking at your phone, nice work. You'd love Snapshot from Progressive because it rewards safe drivers. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California and North Carolina or from all agents.
Staples has everything for school at great prices. So this year you won't go back to school. You'll be ready to move forward and build that papier-mâché volcano.
I am not cleaning this up.
Ooh, yeah, I meant the kids. Staples will help them move forward. Right now, Crayola 10-count markers and 12-count colored pencils are just 99 cents each, and Staples one-subject notebooks are only 35 cents. Everything on your list at amazing prices. Staples, we're not going back. We're going forward to school. Ends 8/27 in-store only, limit 30.
Hey, it's Cuz. Are you getting ready for a home improvement cleanup? The garage, the bathroom, big move? Let me tell you about the perfect solution, the Bagster. The bags are by far the most convenient, affordable way to help with your cleanup. The Bagster isn't just a great product. It's a 3 cubic yard dumpster in a bag sold at Home Depot, Lowe's, local home improvement stores everywhere, and for only $29.99. Holds 3,300 pounds of waste. Buy it, fill it, schedule your collection. Poof, it's gone. Clean it up with the Bagster dumpster in the back.
Listen to 97.5 The Fanatic everywhere. On Alexa at 975thefanatic.com, the Fanatic app, and now on Odyssey. The John Kincade Show.
He's like a jittery piece of geek jerky.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
It's a Thursday, so you know that means it's a Wendy's Thursday in the John Kincade Show. You know that when you want that hot and juicy hamburger, go for the square. Go to Wendy's, grab a Dave's Double, the hot, juicy square difference. Go grab some breakfast this morning. Pull into your local Wendy's. They have some great stuff available for you there, too. You'll have a great morning breakfast. And Egan's not here, so that means there will be 2 extra sandwiches.
Ooh.
Because Pat grabs 2.
Maybe I'll make the Pat Monster sandwich.
Actually, there will be 3. Because Ricky Bo's not here either.
And
Coach isn't here.
And no coach.
We
Finnick
might get
grabbed
4
something
sandwiches a
stupid.
man.
I mean, finicky Coach isn't here.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, this is a Wendy's potpourri today.
Oh, yeah.
Not poopery, which we use in our house, but potpourri.
We keep it in our guest bathroom in case anybody's
Just
gonna
the
go.
guest?
What is poopery?
It's
You don't know what it is?
You spray it on the toilet bowl.
I don't know any.
You spray it on the wall, in the water in the toilet bowl before you would do number 2.
When you spray it after?
No, you spray it before. And it absolutely keeps
It's a preventative.
It keeps the smell down in the big time.
I feel like that wouldn't work.
Oh, it does work.
I feel like if you go on top of that, the highest smell is the closest smell.
biodomes
It isn't the highest
traps
smell.
it in.
It lays across the top of the water.
Smells are weird, man.
Well, you do not know how to. You don't even know how to smell. So why would you be inserting yourself into this?
I'm trying to understand, John.
We can't help you understand.
I want to know. I want to see the matrix of smell.
Believe me, it's 7 o'clock, and 7 o'clock today we will talk about something else that you know nothing about. And I can tell you, Ricky Batalico.
It's going to be hard to narrow down
Ricky
that list.
Batalico is not here today, but I can tell you, you're lucky he's not here. With what you said yesterday, we'll get to that at 7 o'clock.
Losing the sense of smell is horrible.
I can't imagine.
I mean, you never had it, so you don't know. But when I had COVID last week and losing the sense of smell for 3 or 4 days, horrible.
How did you know you couldn't smell?
Well, it's funny because I've told you guys, when I get up in the middle of the night, a lot of times, if I have to go to the bathroom, I'll brush my teeth in the middle of the night. I just like to do that. I know. I hear you.
Okay.
I was sleeping down the basement. I woke up. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning. And, you wake up, you have the familiar smell of yourself after sleeping all night. And I was like, well, I don't have like morning breath or something like that. I said, did I brush my teeth in the middle of the night? And I didn't. And I got up and I was like, oh, wow, I just can't smell.
Wow.
Yeah, so smell and taste
And you
went for
can't
about 4
taste,
days.
right, when you smell? When you can't
Now,
smell,
Connor says he can taste without smell.
Yeah, I can taste.
I'll tell you what was gross without taste.
What?
I had a banana one morning. You talk about just total texture.
I hate to.
Like bananas I like because I like the taste. But when you don't have the taste of it and you're just eating a banana, the texture will totally gross you out with no taste.
It was weird because I read something, and back in the day, I used to co-host radio shows on ESPN Radio with Jamel Hill. And Jamel and I did shows a lot of times during vacation time and things like that, whether it was for Mike Tirico at the time or Dan Patrick. And Jamel and I did some shows together for quite often. And something popped up on my timeline because I'll try to read what Jamel writes about. And it was something that I'd missed from The Atlantic a year ago. And she said that in the piece, she sort of sums it up, that America didn't need sports after all. And it is a piece that where she said, looking back after the sports world shut down a year later, that the ratings on television were the proof that with nothing to do, ratings were down 51% for the NBA Finals, 61% for the NHL Finals, 45% for the U.S. Open, 49% for the Kentucky Derby. She was talking about the Super Bowl drew its lowest rating in 15 years. And she was using this as an example that because of the pandemic, it showed nobody was watching. And she wrote this piece. Now, again, she wrote this piece right after the world was truly opening up again. So more than a year ago, 15 months ago. But when I went, it popped up on my timeline and I read it and I said, I can't believe she wrote it at the time, because I don't think anything was real during the pandemic, and all those ratings have come back. All the ratings came back. All the TV ratings came back. People came back to the television sets. The NHL had its best year in forever. Now, that included TNT coming on board, ESPN coming back, so that's certainly going to help them out. But honestly, I was sort of shocked that Jamel wrote this even at the time, thinking that, well, just pointing to the TV ratings, people didn't really miss sports. I think people were obsessed with COVID. I think it overtook our lives. I think it overtook society. I think fear overtook people. I think search for information overtook people. I think there were people that were dealing with real issues involving their jobs and their families, and maybe they have a loved one who they were dealing with at the time. I think that's why they were not watching sports, because it's all come back. And I saw this piece, and I was like, wow, I can't believe she even thought that.
Yeah, I remember at the time having those conversations of, we were in here doing sports talk radio when there was no sports, and saying, like, how are we managing? Are you going to do things different when sports come back?
And what did you do?
I don't know, you just kind of did anything.
Because I was doing it, but differently, a different place, so I don't understand what you guys did.
No, it was just you found different things to do. And, a friend of mine, I told you this before, my friend Glenn said one time, he said, as horrible as this pandemic is and all the lives that have been lost because of it, it's almost a call of everybody slow down and don't forget, what's important in life. We gear ourselves to a game that night or a game on Sunday or this and that. Sometimes you lose sight of what's really important. And maybe that's when she wrote that. That's what she was feeling. I didn't have the sense that sports wouldn't come back with the
that sports
lust
wasn't as
that it always
important
had.
as we make it out to be. That the pandemic proved that. I said, I disagree. I think sports brought everybody back.
Sports is one of the only normal things we had in unnormal times. I mean, even though it was weird and people weren't there in the stands, you wanted something. Everything was shut down and the world changed. And when sports returned, it was like, okay. It actually did probably the opposite for me. It made me realize what a huge and important part of our culture it is.
You know what it made me think, and honestly, as I went every day and did radio shows without you guys because I was in a different place, it made me appreciate what I do for a living more. Because I said, gosh, what we get to talk about is so much fun and stupid and nebulous. And talking to people about sort of, we would sometimes venture into real issues.
Well, she's
distancing
herself from sports, right? I mean, she's getting in more the
she is getting
political,
more, right.
societal
I don't think
spectrum of things.
she ever missed out on doing that. I think that was her whole sports career, too.
Yeah.
That's what she did. And I think she's a brilliant writer, and I can tell you she was a hell of a lot of fun. She was a hell of a lot of fun doing shows with.
Part of this is probably her just distancing herself from sports, and, maybe she, I don't want to say manufactured those feelings, but focused more on those feelings than...
And when did she write it?
The last week of February 2021.
Yeah.
So 15 months ago, 16 months ago.
It's and look, she might look back on that column and think the same thing. Of, wow, look how that pandemic really screwed with our heads. Not to say she was wrong, but yeah, she really probably had those feelings at the time. Like, does sports really matter? And that's where we were as a society. Our brains were just all over the place as far as everything. And That's a great insight of to how somebody felt, and she very well could come out now and say, yeah, I don't feel that way now, but God, I felt it back then.
I sent her a little note, and I just said, I read this piece, and I said, I'd love to see you do the follow-up piece. Just to see, like, go back and look at it. Because I think Jamel's and Jamel and I agree on probably 50% of anything in life. And she is a tremendous, but I think she's a tremendous provocateur.
Yeah, she does a good job of getting people to react. That's
right.
For sure.
And I don't, and believe me, I assure you, it is not contrived. She is not sitting there going, how can I get people to, it's Jamel. It's who she is. And it was just an interesting piece. You might want to go read it, Jamel Hill from The Atlantic in 2021. The beach, the boardwalk, and the boat on the bay, Bet Parks when you're down the shore. Download at betparks.com. You got to be 21 and in New Jersey. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. It was neat seeing Bryce Harper down at the Jersey Shore interacting with the common folk and really seemingly enjoying himself. He was at Uncle Bill's Pancake House, posing for a picture with the entire staff out in front of the restaurant, which I just think is really, really next level accommodating and charming.
He seems like a good dude.
And that to me is really really nice. That was great. What do you mean you don't get it?
He can't use one of his thumbs. How is he cutting the pancakes?
He uses a fork.
Well, you can use a fork in one hand, but you use the other hand with a knife. And if you don't have the thumb, how do you cut it? You need both hands for the pancakes.
No, you don't.
You do.
No, not
You've never been to Uncle Bill's.
You've never been to Uncle Bill's.
Why?
Get a fork.
They cut themselves.
Get
They're
a
so
fork.
delicious.
Get a fork, and just stick the fork in the center of the pancake and use it like a knife.
But then it slides around on the syrup.
That sort of is the best part about it.
It makes it hard to cut. I don't know.
It's unbelievable.
Feel like pancakes are a two-hand
Connor,
food.
you can't even smell how nice the pancakes. Like when Uncle Bill's brings you out a plate of pancakes.
I'm missing a sense.
Bob, there is.
Oh, make fun of the poor
I
kid
can
who
tell
can't
you,
smell.
fresh pancakes with a slab of butter on them and some syrup. There's a smell there. That would be one of my favorite smells.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly,
Uncle Bill's is, we went to breakfast there 2-3 weeks ago whenever we were down the shore. Uncle Bill's is phenomenal.
They know how to, you
don't need two hands to eat at Uncle Bill's.
You just need a fork. Any pancake.
One thumb is fine.
A fork. You don't need a knife to eat pancakes.
You don't need knives for pancakes, man.
You know what I would say with Uncle Bill's, too? One of those brands is consistency. It's sort of like what my wife says it about PJs. She's been to now like 4 PJs. She said, it's always the same. I go to PJs, it's always the same. That's something I value more than anything. Consistency to me is one of the biggest attributes that any business person or otherwise can have.
Yeah.
Bob Cooney's the same guy every morning. And I say this about Bob. He's the same guy every morning. Like you don't come in and find, grumpy Bob who is sort of pissed about something and not gonna chat. Bob's the same guy every morning. I value that. Because I hate that crap. I don't like people. I don't like people that are up and down and up and down.
We went to the same Uncle Bill's that Harper was at the other day.
I did.
I think it was like 2 weeks ago,
Harbor,
or 3
right?
weeks ago. Yeah, we were in. 4 of us. 4 of us went in, got our breakfast, and all. We were in and out in 22 minutes.
See, that's amazing.
And we didn't rush. We weren't rushed. We went in, ordered. They brought it.
It's
we
a
ate
machine.
It, and we were out in 22 minutes.
Yeah, I
Dave.
like to take my time a little bit more than that because I like to nail
But
3
I wasn't
cups
rushed
of coffee.
at all. I had 2 cups of coffee.
You do
This
3 cups of coffee?
Yeah, well, diner cups are usually a little smaller.
Yeah, they are small.
And they're usually perfect. So
They are perfect.
You just nail them.
Yeah. Well, I don't nail them.
That's
I drink
great.
them. But
There you go.
Get it in your mouth. All right, Bob.
All right.
You're into your mouth today.
I heard all the coaches at SEC Media Days, which I used to have to go cover every single year, and they have it in Atlanta this year, but it was in Hoover, Alabama, which only I could tell you. Jamie, there were many things we would do with on our trip as a radio station that we would do as part of going to SEC Media Days because you're going to Hoover, Alabama.
Is there anything in Hoover?
Wednesday night.
There's a dam.
Wednesday night was always
you're wrong on that.
lesbian karaoke night at this one
I
place.
hate karaoke though.
But the lesbian karaoke night was a really fun event. And then the lesbian clientele would judge you get up and sing.
No thanks.
And they would judge you.
No.
No, you wouldn't do that?
No.
It was fun.
I did karaoke one time in my life, and it was the worst 3 minutes of my life.
And it was a big...
I hate it.
Oh, my gosh. It's
Karaoke's fun, man.
It's fun because you can be terrible.
It's not fun.
But Hoover, Alabama had stuff like that you could go do, and it was always a big night out. And you would get everybody, the whole media contingent would come out, and then get just torn apart by like Simon Cowell. Like they would just rip you apart and tell you how terrible you were, and it was very funny. But I heard all the coaches complaining about the NIL, the name, image, and likeness situation. Kirby Smart talked about something, though, where he said one of his players right now, his father needs dialysis, and the kid is using NIL money to pay for the dialysis.
It's awesome.
And my question for Kirby would be, what is the problem with that? What is the problem with that? Because years ago, where would they have gotten the money for the dialysis if it couldn't happen, if it's the issue? The Kirby Smart said, and I quote, "What I can't accept is some young man getting $10,000 a month for 4 years or 3 years of college. That's $120,000 a year. What do you think he's doing with that? Is that actually going to make him more successful in life? Because I promise you, if you handed me $10,000 a month my freshman year of college, I probably wouldn't be where I am today. I believe that. I can't stand when someone else is trying to block someone else from making money. I do not. The Kirby Smart, who is making combined probably $9.25 million a year between all the deals, between contract and shoe deals and everything like that. I can't stand it when an adult who's making $9 million. Dabo Swinney said the day college athletes started to get paid was time for him to step aside. Maybe it's time for me to step away from coaching.
Then step away.
And, by the way, Dabo's still coaching.
Yeah, step away.
And I love Dabo Swinney. I think he's a good man. But to me, stupid statements. I can't understand someone not being happy that someone else is getting paid.
What's his point, that they won't handle it properly? And
that's Kirby. Like, if I get $10,000 a month, it's going to distract me, and then that distraction is going to cause me to not get. Look,
that's a dumb reason.
Kirby Smart and the old coach of South Carolina, Coach Boom, Will Muschamp. I knew them as players, and then they became coaches together. They couch surfed to not have to pay rent with coaches on the staffs that they worked on getting started in their careers.
And then they'll tell you that'll make them the men that they are today.
I know they will.
And it's that old school crap.
They will.
Shut up.
They didn't get the chance to make that kind of money.
I don't know why he's saying it. I don't know why he felt the need. Reading into it, I think what he's saying is, you give a kid money like that, I'm not going to have the hand over him that I probably want to have as a coach.
That's what I think.
That's exactly right.
You know, I mean, it's going to be, I'm going to get kids looking at me saying, what are you telling me to do? I'm making $120,000 a year, and I haven't even taken 4 college courses yet. Like,
and then they're going to start going to the Deion Sanders of the world and guys that embrace this and want them to make money.
The only thing is this.
They're going to lose recruits over
this.
this.
Look, Deion's never going to be able to pay what Georgia can pay, what Alabama can pay, what Clemson can pay.
No, but if
he may be able to get one guy, which he did. He got one guy. They're never going to have the backbone to be able to get.
No, but the tides could be turning if more coaches put their foot in their mouth with this stuff. I mean, if you're a 5-star recruit right now, you want to go somewhere you can make money.
Well, they're going to make the money. Kirby's not stopping them. What they're worried about,
but do you want to play for that guy?
Yeah, you want to play on the biggest stage, best programs, best teams. Yes. You want to go.
Well,
you want to go
guys
play
aren't. I mean, one of the best recruits in the country went to Deion.
That's one guy.
Okay.
One guy
and it's
went.
just starting. I'm saying this is the infancy of it. If these, Davos and Kirby's of the world keep putting their foot in their mouth, they're going to lose some recruits here and there.
Yeah, you said it, John. They're going to get paid anywhere anyway. So why would you go to a school? I'm going to get paid anywhere anyway. Why do I have to go to a school where this guy's looking down on me for making money? It's going to hurt him. It's not going to help him. Put it that way.
Okay, we have breaking news. Connor, can you play the breaking news sounder, please? We've got breaking news. You ready? I told you the other day that something was going to be breaking with the Sixers.
Yeah, this image is...
And it has. The 76ers are proposing to move to a new Center City arena at the Fashion District, which we talked about on this show twice in the past week. I am glad to see my sources were correct. It's going to be called 76 Place at Market East. That is where they want to move. They want to take that Fashion District and turn it into a arena and an entire district, meaning bars, restaurants, stores, everything surrounding the arena. And we talked about this on Tuesday's show. We talked about this last week because I'd gotten word going, hey, keep your eye out for this. Something's about to happen. I'm shocked that it's the downtown arena.
Yeah, the developer that Harris and Blitzer have hired for this said it's going to be like a Madison Square Garden type thing where it's in the middle of the city and it's accessible by train and it's right near 95 and the bridges and all that. 10th and Market, we all know what it is right there around Chinatown. It'll be interesting to see how this works. When you're relying on so many people taking public transportation.
SEPTA.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, are you kidding me? Do you watch that? Seriously, on the news every night. There's some reason not to do that at night. Every night, if you just watch the news, there's a reason not to be on SEPTA at night.
I would love an easy train commute to the stadium with no transfers and all that. I would thoroughly enjoy that. It's not an overly residential area.
No, it's not.
And that's why it's probably the leader on the board here. But, yeah, I mean, regional rail, which is what I'm just using me selfishly as an example, would be taking in, runs like once an hour. Maybe twice if you get it during prime time. So, like, I would have to see some kind of SEPTA commitment here to this, because if they're running one regional rail line out of Market East for me to get home and I miss it or that train's too crowded, I'm out. Like, I'm probably not going back.
Not to mention, you're talking about people piling onto regional rail at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night?
Yeah, you need to increase security down there.
SEPTA's going to have to change their entire...
Yeah, there would have to be a SEPTA partnership with this. I love the idea of it in theory.
I love the theory of this.
Yeah, but in practicality, it's I have a lot of questions.
They have a lot to work out. Like I told you guys before, when they were building the Philly Stadium, they were looking at the Broad and Spring Garden area right near my Daily News building when I worked there, and it was just like, what? How the hell are you going to do this? And it turned out they couldn't because of the logistics of it all. I do like the thought of a Center City arena.
Well,
I do.
Market Street East Market there is kind of just like a dead area in between
and it is
5th and 10th. Like, there's not a whole lot going on. So it would revitalize one of the major cross sections of town.
It is the dull spot between the historic district and downtown.
Yeah. It would be cool if it could be worked out.
I wonder how you're feeling about this breaking news. The Sixers wanting to, and Pat said the other day, they're taking over, because I brought it up and I said, the Fashion Mall is one of the big spots they're looking at. And Pat goes, well, they just spent too much money redoing the Fashion Mall. They're never going to do that.
Yeah, $1.3 billion.
Do you think they're blowing it up?
Keywords here, privately funded.
But the thing is,
I do not want to hear taxpayer.
No, that's good. Privately funded.
That is good, yeah.
Do you think they're blowing it up, though? Or do you think
they might be able to add
infrastructure in place? I mean, this is going to be an interesting
to the
story.
Train station, so maybe they could, I don't know.
Get on to something.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to hear how some of you think about this, because this is a breaking news story. We're sort of going to go off script today. Let's. I want to talk to you about this, and I want to know how you feel. Especially, I want to talk to people in Jersey, how they feel about it. Is it easier for you to go to a game here than it would be in South Philly? Do you want to, if you're in the Chester County area, if you're in Montgomery County, I want to hear from you. 610-632-0975. If you want to get on board, we'll take some of your calls after the top of the hour. 610-632-0975. The Sixers find a day to grab the headlines here in town. John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. You know, in just less than 4 weeks, we will be sending Olivia off to her first fall semester at Temple University. And one of the things we already know is how it's all going to be paid for, because College Ave Student Loans was a partner with us. You can see all the loan options at collegeave.com in action with their student loan calculator. There's going to be none of this getting out of college then going, oh, I didn't know I had to pay this loan back, and it was going to be this much money. You're going to know before you even start college. You can get an instant credit decision. And even if you're a sophomore or junior or senior, you can go to collegeave.com and get money for this year. You can apply in only 3 minutes. You find out an instant credit decision and your rate, and you build a private student loan that's going to keep pace with your family's budget and your goals. These loans, they do have to be paid back. So why don't you know what you're going to have to pay back before you even start to take it? Log on tonight with your college-bound student, and they can register for the free textbooks for a year sweepstakes. It's another way that College Ave can help you manage unexpected expenses along the way. No purchase necessary. See official rules for details. Go to collegeave.com/free books.
The John Kincade Show.
God, I am so sick of this crap.
Is this the show?
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Hi, it's Cuz. Is your summer weight loss plan not working out as well as you hope? Look, hope is not a strategy. This is what you got to do. Contact NJDiet.com today. They will contractually guarantee you will lose 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days. Just go to NJDiet.com. Their program starts with bioenergetically personalized supplements that are based on your saliva, your hair, and your blood work. And then NJ Diet uses DNA testing to create your ideal diet plan and workout regimen to help you keep the weight off. You're not sure you can do it alone? NJ Diet's with you every step of the way. You're fully monitored by their certified staff to make sure you're burning fat, not just losing water. You'll also get the doctor's personal email and phone number. NJ Diet is committed to you keeping the weight off. It's all natural, no shots, no hormones, no surgery, no prepackaged foods. Locations close by: Newark, Delaware, King of Prussia, Cherry Hill. Worldwide live online video consultations. Call them. 855-5NJ-DIET or go to NJDiet.com. That's NJDiet.com and lose the weight for good.
Call of Duty fans can rejoice as Activision Blizzard just announced Championship Weekend 2022, the largest yearly event in the Call of Duty League. The top 8 teams in the league will be fighting to win it all starting on August 4th at the USC Galen Center, located in Los Angeles. Once this season is concluded, all players will be able to shift their focus onto Modern Warfare 2, which will be the game played in the league for the next couple of years.
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com.
Pete's property manager just took an extended vacation. He needs a replacement before this becomes a cruel summer.
Oh, you wanted the lakefront for the 17th? How did this get double booked already?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Earn up to $500 in sponsored job credits by conducting interviews on Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Staples has everything for school at great prices. So this year you won't go back to school. You'll be ready to move forward and master 5th grade math.
I can't do this. It's impossible.
Not you, Dad, your daughter. Staples will help her move forward.
Right.
Right now, Staples comp books and number 2 pencils are just 50 cents each. Plus, 2 pocket paper folders are only 25 cents each. Everything on your list at amazing prices. Staples, we're not going back. We're going forward to school. Ends 8/27 in store only, limit 30.
Things are a bit tight lately. That's why I love Kohl's. I went back to school shopping and got kids' clothes for under $6, sneakers for less than $20, and an extra 20% off already great deals, like 25% off backpacks. And get this, you can save more with a Kohl's card and earn Kohl's Cash. Talk about more style and more savings. Select styles, 20% off ends July 24th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Kelley Blue Book is the one-stop shop for pricing, fixing, selling, and instant cash offering. Instant cash offer is exactly what it sounds like. An official offer to buy or trade your car. Just enter your VIN or license plate, answer a few questions about your car's history, and what kind of condition it's in. In minutes, you'll receive an offer to sell or trade your car that you can be sure is fair. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car and schedule a time to meet. For all of the its, KBB.com.
Brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better than yours.
Spilled your milkshake? Quick, the quicker picker upper. Bounty picks up spills quicker. And each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less than the leading ordinary brand. So you can get back to your milkshake.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better than yours.
Bounty, the quicker picker upper.
Want to hear a jingle? Yeah, neither do we. This commercial break is brought to you jingle-free by NJM Insurance. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Visit NJM.com to see if you could save up to 25% on your auto insurance.
Hey guys, it's Andrew. At CSL Plasma, you can make up to $825 this month when you donate plasma at any of CSL Plasma's tri-state area donation centers. That's money in your pocket for doing a great deed. Plasma donations help create therapies to treat patients with rare and serious diseases, and the process, it's similar to donating blood. For locations and info on how you can donate plasma and earn up to $825 this month, visit CSLPlasma.com. Walk-ins are welcome. CSL Plasma, good for you, great for life.
When you want a hot and juicy hamburger, go for the square. Wendy's serves up fresh, never frozen beef. And yup, these patties are square. Grab a Dave's Double and see the hot and juicy square difference for yourself. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada. Start the second part of the baseball season turning K's into cash and big hits into big wins with FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge. Now new customers can step to the plate and make a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. Just sign up with promo code Bob, place your first bet, and FanDuel will give you $1,000 back in free bets if you don't win. FanDuel has so many great promotions, and I love it when I win. I get paid faster than a fastball right down the middle of the plate. I love it. I just love FanDuel. Are you new to FanDuel? Well, there's no better place to bet America's pastime than on America's #1 sportsbook. So download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using promo code Bob to get started with your no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. 21 plus and present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
This is the radio show I always wanted to host here in Philly. Question is whether it's the one you've always wanted to listen to.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
John Kincade Show on The Fanatic. 7 a.m. hour brought to you by the all-new BetParks app, Sportsbook and Casino, and one sleek, easy-to-use app in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. You got to be 21. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. The news of the morning, and you'll have your opportunity to share your thoughts at 610-632-0975. The 76ers announcing their plans to build a new arena in Center City on the site of the Fashion District, the old gallery at Market East. So that's 8th Street to 10th Street? This is 8th to 10th? The gallery?
Between 10th and 11th.
Yeah, I think it's 11th to like 9th, kind of. Like, I think it would be that general area.
Okay. I had said to you the other day that the person that had said to me, watch out, this story's coming, had said that part of the information that he had already been privy to was there were twice as many parking spots available as available near Wrigley Field. And Wrigley Field is probably almost double the size as far as patrons that the Sixers' new arena would be. So there's double the spots for an arena that will seat half the amount of people as Wrigley Field. So when you're talking about it being, well, there's a parking nightmare, there won't be parking. There is plenty of parking. It's just a matter of the people who do still work in the city exiting, and then the people trying to get into a game entering. Is not fun.
So I talked with somebody from the team already.
That's good.
And they said, we're working very, very closely with SEPTA and the city. So this is very, obviously you'd have to work with SEPTA here in a huge way because part of the draw would be the public transportation element of it. I, for one, would...
Which right now has never been worse. It has never been worse in this city to be on public transportation.
Yeah, I, for one...
Safety-wise, crime-wise,
would prefer to take public transportation every day of the week rather than drive.
Really?
Yeah. I
like public transportation.
I hate driving. I hate getting stuck in the parking lots down there. I hate getting out of stadiums. Public transportation, I've done it in other cities, going to Yankee Stadium and D.C. and all that. Being able to just get out and get on a train and go is amazing.
We would stay downtown every time we would come to town.
But you need the train there to go.
We stayed downtown and then would go to the Eagles games, and that's how we would go down. Take the Broad Street line. They do a great job on Sundays, getting you to the stadium, getting you out of the stadium, and you've got tons of fans all leaving at the same time and everything like that. I wonder, for all the people living in different areas that are hearing this story break this
I'd love to
morning,
hear from people.
like what they 610-632-0975 if you want to jump in.
The high-speed line from Jersey, it's easy access to there also.
Yeah.
So
What about is there enough parking for, like, let's say 5,000 people were wanting to get on and jump onto the train over there in Jersey and then take the high-speed line over?
Yeah.
Is there enough parking infrastructure for them?
Yeah, plenty of parking because you have stops every like 15.
Westmont, Woodcrest.
Yeah,
like, you
Collingswood. You have tons of them all the way down to Lindenwold. So yeah, that's not a problem.
It's not a problem in PA really on the regional rails either.
What it's going to be, it's going to be different for fans. Where the South Philly area is, like it's just a wide open place. You're going to have to learn how to become a city person. You know, New Yorkers, and I say this because the guy that's the developer compared it to Madison Square Garden. New Yorkers are much more adept at getting on trains and subways and stuff like that and getting where they want to go. It's going to have to become more of that.
I love trains, but I think there's a lot of areas where Sixers fans come from that it's not logical to take public transportation and then get onto a train downtown at 10:15 at night.
Well, if the train station's directly under the arena and you don't have to leave the arena, that would certainly change a lot.
It does. No, it does. I mean, as far as that.
I mean, being at MSG and walking down to Penn Station is pretty freaking cool.
But what's going to keep you safe on the trains, too?
Well,
they got to think about that.
They would increase SEPTA security, police
well, why
presence.
don't they do that now?
Well,
why aren't they doing that
now? There's not $1.3 billion plus more being thrown around.
So you're saying the Sixers are going to pay for this?
I'm sure they'll have a hand in the negotiations. Yeah, they got a lot of cash.
They're going to pay to have cops on trains?
There's going to be an agreement with the city, John. Taxes.
Yeah, somehow
grants.
that's going to be a big part of it.
There's no way they would propose this plan without
it says
increased
privately
security.
Funded.
Yeah.
Is what they're calling it. I want to hear your thoughts.
There's a lot of different views already.
0975. Mike in Delran. You're coming. Mike, will you take the train over?
Nope, because there's one big thing I haven't even heard you said yet that a lot of people use today, and I'll just
Uber and Lyft.
Absolutely. Like I hardly drive down to South Philly anymore because of the parking, the gas, the toll. I Uber almost every time I come down there, unless I'm tailgating with my friends.
Now, Mike, I've Ubered a couple times since being home into downtown, and it was when you're in a crowded type of situation, it's not exactly the easiest situation either.
Anytime you want, you tell the guy to stop, you get out, you walk. There's the big difference, right? Like if I'm going down to South Philly, if I want to go to do something before or after the game, I got Xfinity Live, and that's it, right? If I'm going to be able to walk around in the city,
it's pretty cool.
It's just, like, if you think about all four sports, when I think about, say, the basketball, that's the closest thing to, like, a show, right? And right now, I would go to the city for these shows. I just think it's cool. It's different. We've never had it.
And you love shows. You've said that before.
Shows. I'd love to be able to take my younger kids and my grandkids through on a train or walk through the city to go to a game. I just think it's awesome. Go Birds!
Thank you, buddy.
It would be cool for that element.
Well, I can tell you is that
I could go to Chinatown and get some food and then walk over to the stadium. I can go down to Old City, hit my favorite bar, restaurant, walk up to this. Like, as a former city person, I think it would be incredible.
It is like Washington has it downtown and just in Chinatown also.
I worked there.
It is great. I used to get there bright and early because I would drive down when I went to games.
Neighborhood entirely.
And you go out. You had your options of going places to eat lunch before a game or whatever, or maybe something after a game, and that's. I love the idea of that, of it being downtown.
How does it change? Because Mike incidentally brought up an interesting point. How does it change the tailgating culture? Because I know tailgating is mainly an Eagles thing, but people tailgate anything in this city, and it's a big part of why I love that complex
tailgates
down
aren't
there.
big on night games.
No, I know. That's why I'm
it's not
saying
nothing,
it's
though.
less, but
It's less, but there's still some. I mean, it would go
You're
to the
going to
bar.
be parking in garages.
It would go to
I
the
know,
bars
so
and
there's
restaurants.
no way to do it.
It would simply go to small business owners.
Exactly.
Or maybe big business owners if chains got involved, but it would go directly to the bars and restaurants and employees there.
Dennis is a cop, and he's hearing our conversation. He is a Philly policeman. And Dennis says,
"Thank you for listening."
And we appreciate him very, very much. He's not on the job today, though. He's off until Saturday.
Nice.
Dennis says, though, he'd like to ask Jamie, why has that area fallen off?
Because they put a couple of the rehab centers there, and it became a little bit of a
no, because it's
the methadone clinics.
He says
there
right
for
now,
many years.
right now he is not walking his grade school age children. He has 2 grade school age children. He is not walking them at 10 o'clock at night on the streets of Philadelphia, and he is a cop. And he says he's not doing that in that area.
Well, again, if the train station is connected to the arena,
yeah,
I
but
think
what if he's not taking the train? Not everyone's going to take train.
the parking is going to be, I'm assuming, a part of the arena.
And the train's
I
not
think they're going to try and minimize. If you don't have to go out into the city, I think they would be smart to make as many options as possible to keep people in a area.
Yeah, I don't think the train's an option for many of the like how long it would be for many fan bases. You would get home at midnight. You get home at midnight.
I think it would increase the amount of people that take public transportation.
Okay, you're living in Newtown Square, Chester County, all that area.
So I just got a tweet from Joe Fed. He said, getting to a game from the upper suburbs absolutely stinks right now. Being able to drive to my local Lansdale station 5 minutes and take a 30-minute ride to Jefferson Station and walk inside is awesome.
Yeah.
Same thing for me.
Absolutely.
I live 14 miles from the stadium. It takes me on a good day pretty much 50 minutes to get to the arenas. A train could eliminate that down to 35 minutes.
Yeah, you take a 10-minute ride almost anywhere. You can find a train.
Yeah.
Over in Jersey you can. Over here in Philly you can. In the burbs you can.
Stations within 2 miles of me.
But again, I'm asking you, who is going to protect the people on the trains? Every night there is a lead story on the news. This is a big, in the first block of the news.
They will increase the security on SEPTA. They'd have to.
You're very understanding of this. I think
money is king.
Yeah, why would they not?
Why
they have to?
Well, Connor, I would ask you, why are they not doing it now?
Because there's not this large influx of people. Should they be doing it now?
So they're not doing it now?
I'm not telling you whether or not they should be doing it now, but when there's a bunch more people doing it, they have to.
Money. You cannot get out of the first block of the news, without seeing a story about somebody getting robbed, assaulted, some sort of problem. This needs an image makeover.
If
you're going to get people to want to do this.
When a professional sports team moves there and forces there to be an image makeover, they're going to have to do it.
No, I think they'll stay in their cars. I think they most likely will stay in their cars. And if someone's going to try to do it.
Pretty much anybody I know, like my age or younger, would probably go public transportation. Like, people hate driving to the arena.
I don't like driving I like South Philly. I have no problem driving.
Like my daughter,
except getting out of an Eagles game, which is a cluster.
Horrible. Yeah, my daughter's
absolute cluster.
19, and when they go over to games, a group of them, they all drive to the speed line and take public transportation over. Yeah,
it's great.
Anthony's on a cell. Anthony, good morning. You're on the Fanatic. How are you, buddy?
What's up, guys? How are you?
Good, man.
I gotta say, I hate it. I hate the idea.
Why? Tell us your reasons why.
I think we're just taking a step backwards. Like, I love that all the stadiums are together for one. And secondly, we're not even thinking about the homeless side of things.
Have you been, we were down in
the people that are around that area at night? Like, you're talking about safety-wise, and you're talking to a kid who always used to take the subway and trains to games. But
Anthony,
now I live in Limerick, where I don't have it.
Yeah, so. You're not going to. The people up there, King of Prussia and above, they're not able to take advantage of this thing unless they're driving to a train station and then driving 20, 30 minutes to a train station somewhere.
30 minutes?
It depends. When you're in that area, Bob, if you're talking to a night game, you can't drive anywhere in the King of Prussia area quickly at that time of day. It's going to take you 20 minutes to go. It might take you 20 minutes to go 5-6 miles. At that time of day. It's very congested up in the 422, 202 corridor, 76 corridor. The traffic is miserable up there. It's like gridlock. And now you're going to ask people to get in a car, go to a train station and do it. I think it's an odd choice. It is far easier. It would be easier for me to get to the South Philly complex. Is easier.
Well, you have that option. I mean, it's not that much further.
No, not if they move to Center City.
It's not that much further. I mean, really. It's Market Street to South Philly we're talking, 4 miles?
Yeah, but getting to it, you just jump right off 95, you're there.
Yeah.
You're doing 55.
You can jump right off 95 in Old City.
You're doing 55 miles. But then once you get off, you're going to be in gridlock.
Yeah, parking.
It's gridlock. It's gridlock from 5 to 7 every night. Well, not as many people working, but still, it's
that area is not too bad. I worked directly in that 5th and Market for many years, and I don't think it would be that bad if they control. They'd have to work again with the traffic, and they'd have to coordinate things, and it takes a lot of money to get this operation off the ground.
Scott wants to check in with us. Scott, good morning. You're on the Fanatic. How are you, buddy?
Hey, good morning, John. Good to talk to you again.
What's up, Scott?
So I don't live in Philly. I've been to Philly many times, but I lived in the D.C., Maryland area for a long time, and I watched this happen. And you guys alluded to it already with, what is it now, Capital One Arena. That revitalized that area.
Changed the entire neighborhood, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And, somebody asked about the tailgating. Okay, this will pretty much eliminate that. But on big games, big events, like during the Stanley Cup Finals and even the Eastern Conference Finals, they closed off streets. They had block parties. There was all kinds of things going on. Hell, Matt Niskanen and T.J. Oshie even took the Metro into the 2 home games in the finals because they were concerned about traffic. And
I love Metro, by the way.
Move a lot of people.
Jamie, are you a Metro? Scotty?
The Metro's the best.
Info. I love the Metro.
I compare SEPTA to the Metro all the time, and that's why I hate SEPTA.
No, you can't compare SEPTA to the Metro.
I mean, it was $2 for me to get anywhere in D.C., and they would run every 10 minutes, 12 minutes.
It's a completely different experience, the Metro.
Oh, it's the best in the country,
It is spectacular.
Yeah, it's great.
Boston has a pretty good one.
The T is solid.
Boston's good.
Was it the blue line, really the green? What's it, BART?
BART in San Francisco.
Yeah. I love the trains. So and as a Temple guy, I loved going downtown. I just was very comfortable with that. Our family, we would stay downtown though, and I can tell you the experience of staying downtown when we would visit. And we would always stay at a downtown hotel because the girls wanted to experience Philadelphia. It changed big time. And honestly, it was right around when Mayor Nutter left office. Like the experience of staying downtown became completely different, navigating those streets. And this city's got a lot of work to do. It's got a ton of work to do before they would be ready to take on this type of endeavor. And right now, I mean, it's. We were down in Chinatown a month ago. Christina wanted bamboo. She's a big believer that you have a bamboo plant in the house. And so we went down to Chinatown to try to find bamboo. It was the middle of a Sunday afternoon, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good. It wasn't a good experience. I couldn't believe it, because I had told her what my experience had always been in Chinatown. It wasn't a good experience. Those streets aren't the same. And now that's the area you're going to put an arena? There's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot that has to be done. And I don't know how many people are walking those streets a lot recently. It's going to be a challenge.
Yeah, I also don't think it's as difficult as you do. I think an arena changes things.
You're talking about a $1.3 billion project.
Yeah, that's a huge investment for them.
That all encompasses security. It all encompasses, obviously, traffic and transportation, everything.
I guess I have to see the plan. You know,
I'm looking at some of the pictures.
I got to see, not the plan of the arena. The arena's going to be pretty.
Well, somebody from the team already reached out and said they're working heavily with the city, SEPTA, and police.
I want to see what that plan is because right now,
time, I'm sure we will.
Yeah, I mean, I think I hear every night on the news that they're going to address this security issue at train stations and everything, and the stuff keeps happening every single night.
Well, you're not traveling alone. After 18,000 people are leaving an arena, you're going to be hundreds of people traveling together to get on a train, to get on a subway, whatever it may be. Like, you're not going to be alone. It's not like, 4:30 in the morning you're with somebody else and something happens at a subway station.
And rightfully so. I understand why you're looking at some of the concerns and negatives of it. I'm looking at the positives of it, and Market East is dead.
Oh, it is dead.
In between what I think should be one of the absolute gems of our city, the historic district, and Center City.
Dead.
It was methadone clinics for 20 years. I mean, it's a major vein of the city that's dead. This would glue it all together.
Hey, Kevin in Center City joins us. Kevin, you understand Center City then?
Yes. And here's the issue that people don't realize. This is going to be the major factor. The Philadelphia Police Department and SEPTA Police have had a major shortage over the last 7 years. They can't recruit. Nobody wants to be a cop. I don't understand how they're going to increase
I want to know
in that area of the city when they can't get support anywhere at this point in time. It doesn't really make sense.
Kevin, I want to know that too, because they literally have ran off hundreds of officers in the last few years.
SEPTA literally 2 years ago, SEPTA put in a clause where they raised pay 20%, and they still can't get people to be SEPTA cops currently. So I don't understand how they think they're going to make this happen. I mean, in theory, it's a great idea. That area of the city needs to be revitalized. But it's a lot, like the last call said, there's a lot that got to go into that, and I don't see how they get. I don't know when this plan is
It's not till no, they don't. This wouldn't be till 2030. Yeah, I mean that's where this all
And
comes.
don't worry,
together.
Kenny will be gone by then.
But Kevin, I mean, it's the truth. I mean, I don't understand where like the cop. You're not picking the cop tree and going and pruning the cop tree and having the police force in this town, which by the way in this city is depleted unbelievably, which has just escalated the crime problem, which has escalated the violence against people. It's been terrible. It is a terrible city right now for crime. Worst we've ever seen it. They're going to set another record for murders this year.
No, I thought it was actually underpaced from the
they're
previous 2 years.
They're one behind.
No, we're under.
One behind.
We're
Yeah,
under.
they're one behind. Yes.
I
and
mean,
by the way, last year was the worst year ever. So I think there's.
I mean, an arena changes things. I think you're discounting how much it changes a neighborhood.
How are you going to get? You need as a gentleman saying there who lives in Center City. You need police.
Well, yeah, obviously, but you have billionaires here contributing. I mean, cash is king. Cash solves problems. I mean, that's just the reality of our world.
Yeah, we don't know exactly, and we don't know what's in store for the future of this country. And maybe there will be an uptick in people who want to become cops. And as Jamie said, money talks. You know, if there's an uptick there also, like, look, we need cops around this area. You know, you don't know if it's going to come back or not. Hopefully
well, that's the thing is that.
Well, if Josh Harrison and David Blitzer, a $50 million donation finds its way to the Philadelphia Police Department and another 25 to SEPTA Police, you know, things can happen.
We don't, and that's
a drop in the bucket when you're talking about a $1.3 billion stadium.
But that's the point, Bob, that I'm making is that we don't. I mean, just assuming that this will all work out and this will all change. I mean,
don't think it's assumption. I think we all know that work has to be done.
Because of money, it'll work out. No, it's just a major questions. Rich is going to join us coming up, and Rich is from the Chinatown area, and it was a totally different experience than I expected. We expected to go down, shop, eat, and walk around, and it wasn't the experience that I remember of Chinatown. And walking around. Rich is in Chinatown. Are we going to get a chance to talk to him now? Rich, good morning. You're on The Fanatic.
Hey, John. How you doing?
Good, buddy. You're in the Chinatown area?
Yeah, I'm actually right across from the gallery.
Oh, okay.
So it's bad down here traffic-wise when there's a convention at the convention center. If you're putting 18,000 people in this neighborhood, it'll be bad for this neighborhood. I don't understand how the infrastructure would work.
Yeah, I don't know how the streets are going to handle it. It's gridlock in the afternoons. When you watch the news, they tell you that area is like, you know, bumper to bumper.
If you want to make that work, you would have to displace neighborhood people down here. And that is not something I think the Sixers should be able to do.
And
it just wouldn't work.
You mean like an eminent domain type of situation?
Yeah, because if you look at that picture of the arena, there's apartments behind that arena. And there's houses, businesses that have apartments on top. People live in this neighborhood. This isn't like, I hear people say, oh, this area is dead. They've been building apartments down here for the last 5, 6, 7 years. So this area has already been coming up with apartments, but there's other apartments behind that arena that'll fall, I guess you can say, right for gentrification and stuff like that. I don't know how that would look for the good for the Sixers or the city, but infrastructure-wise, it just wouldn't work down here.
All right, Rich, good job. And I appreciate you chiming in.
And it will. Look, I'm just looking at the Eastern Conference, and I've been to all these places. Brooklyn's downtown. Milwaukee's downtown. The Knicks are downtown. The Heat are downtown. The Celtics are downtown. The Wizards are downtown.
Wait.
Indiana's downtown. Like, these places are all downtown in the middle of...
The Heat's on the waterfront.
Okay, fine.
The Heat's on the waterfront.
All right, John, that's 1 out of 8 that I just gave you, okay? And I can give you a whole lot more.
Why
They're
are you
all
snapping
downtown.
at me?
I'm not snapping at you. I named 9 places, and you picked 1 out. All right, the Bulls aren't really downtown.
The Bulls aren't downtown.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
The Raptors are downtown. Cleveland's downtown. Like, you can do it. It's done all throughout the league, and this is only the Eastern Conference in basketball. We're not talking about football arenas or different places like that.
Haven't most of those cities always been downtown? That you decided? They've always been downtown.
What
so they
difference
already
does that mean?
Because they already had it in place.
Then you're putting it. That's what we're saying. You're putting it in place for the sick. That's what they're trying to do, to put it in place, like these other places already have it.
It's the routine where it's always been there. I think the Cleveland one was more suburban, and then they moved it in.
Brooklyn just put it in.
And
I'm sure this is a $1.3 billion building. I'm sure this is a $2.5 billion project. You know what I mean? I'm just spitballing a number here.
Yeah.
But there's more to it than just the building.
We got a lot of conflicting opinions on this. You might too. Reminder that Wawa Hoagie Fest is back. Whatever your order, summer tastes better when it's full of hoagie love. Get $5 shorties and $6 classic hoagies at your local Wawa. So we want to get your thoughts on this. Get on in, and a lot of different sides of the fence, even within our own show, and then within you. You're going to have a lot of thoughts on this. 610-632-0975. Get your thoughts in with us. John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Grab yourself the Bet Parks app today in Pennsylvania or New Jersey, and you can get yourself a risk-free bet if you're a new customer up to $750. The pro football and the college football preview bets are in there now. So if you think you have an idea about how the season's going to go for your favorite team, download the Bet Parks app now in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. If you use my promo code Kincade, you can get the risk-free bet up to $750. It is the only sportsbook and casino app that I recommend. And yes, the other day I had a little wait at the doctor's office, and 25-cent blackjack got me through. That was interesting. It was fun. I had never played many of the casino games before, but it's fun, and you can just have a good time wherever you are. And that Bet Parks app has so many different ways you can get in. Great boosts that get you involved in so many different ways. And with live in-game betting, you're always going to have fun, too. You got to be 21 in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show.
You're a middle-aged man. You can't be a DJ.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Today's John Kincade Show is presented by Wendy's. When you want a hot and juicy hamburger, go for the square. Wendy's serves up fresh, never frozen, always square beef. Go to Wendy's and grab a Dave's Double and taste that hot, juicy square difference. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's hot and juicy hamburgers. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
In the Delaware Valley, helping each other isn't just the neighborly thing to do. It's in our blood. It's in our plasma, too. In fact, over the years, thousands of Philadelphia area residents have helped people they'll never even meet by donating plasma at local CSL plasma donation centers. Your plasma donations have been instrumental in our efforts to create new therapies for patients living with rare and serious diseases, and have helped us provide medicines and vaccines to people in more than 100 countries around the world. We're proud to be part of this community, and we can't wait to say thank you in person at local events in the community throughout the summer. So please, when you see the CSL tent, stop by to cool off, hydrate, and grab a fun giveaway. Interested in other ways you can partner with CSL to improve patients' quality of life? Ask us about participating in one of our clinical trials or learn more at cslbearingtrials.com. That's cslbearingtrials.com. We thank you for all that you do, Philadelphia, because together we are saving lives.
Yo, Philadelphia, Anthony Gargano here with the new voice of Spring Garden Lending, President Andy Racklin, a national player in economic development and finance. Andy!
Happy to be back, Anthony.
All right, last time we talked, you said your game plan to expand Spring Garden Lending's product lineup and open new markets, so?
We're batting 1,000, man. We opened a Pittsburgh office. We've got exciting projects going there. It's great.
Oh, that's awesome. The new product?
So Spring Garden Lending is now offering lines of credit.
Highlights?
What these revolving lines of credit do is let our borrowers move fast. It puts them on an equal playing field with cash buyers.
Oh, that's incredible. Not only is Spring Garden Lending providing bridge loans to acquire, rehab, construct, and refinance properties to rent or flip, 30-year fixed-rate permanent financing, and now lines of credit.
That's right. Our goal is supporting developers who are challenged finding funding through traditional sources so they can provide housing people can afford. That's it.
Andy, you're impressive. That's right. Listen up, developers, investors. Touch base with Spring Garden Lending right now.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself, or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See? We didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Progressive Snapshot can save you money based on how you drive and how much you drive. So the safer you drive, the more money you could save. Now, if you didn't hear that because you were yelling at another car while driving, let me say it again.
You need to calm down. Yelling is just making everyone as stressed out as you are and letting them all know that you definitely aren't trying to save with Progressive Snapshot. And if you did hear it the first time because you weren't yelling at another car, nice work. You'd love Snapshot from Progressive because it rewards safe drivers. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California and North Carolina or from all agents.
Mom, Dad, you should shop Amazon for back to school and save some money. See, I'm currently obsessed with superheroes and need all the superhero stuff. Superhero lunchbox, superhero backpack. But next year, it'll be something else. Maybe dinosaurs? I don't know. I'm not a fortune teller. But I can tell you not to spend a fortune and shop low prices for school on Amazon. Okay, good chat. Amazon. Spend less, smile more.
Things are a bit tight lately. That's why I love Kohl's. I went back to school shopping and got kids' clothes for under $6, sneakers for less than $20, and an extra 20% off already great deals, like 25% off backpacks. And get this, you can save more with a Kohl's card and earn Kohl's Cash. Talk about more style and more savings. Select styles, 20% off ends July 24th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's account for details.
Jamie Lynch here. Buying new windows shouldn't feel like you're at a used car dealership. You want straightforward, fair pricing, no surprises or fine print, just quality craftsmanship at a fair price. Work that stands the test of time. For nearly 70 years, the Subers family at S&S Remodeling has delivered quality craftsmanship at fair prices. Whether you need a roof, windows, doors, or other work done on your home, go to ssremodeling.com for a free quote or call 610-936-8382. S&S Remodeling, making customers happy since 1953.
We're turning up the heat at Fred Bean's family of dealerships. You'll be summer loving over 1,500 used cars, trucks, and SUVs. Thanks to Fred Bean's Expressway, you can beat the heat and purchase your vehicle online on your time. We have a red-hot goal of 100% credit approval, and our 5-day return, 30-day exchange policy will cool down your worries. As Fred himself always says, our used cars are better because our reputation depends on it. See how Fred Beans does used better at fredbeansused.com.
When you want a hot and juicy hamburger, go for the square. Wendy's serves up fresh, never frozen beef. And yup, these patties are square. Grab a Dave's Double and see the hot and juicy square difference for yourself. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada. Hey guys, did you know sleep apnea occurs in about 25% of men, but only compared to 10% of women? For every hour of quality sleep that a man loses, testosterone levels decrease by a significant amount. If you wake up in the morning feeling unrefreshed, fatigued, or tired, sleep apnea could be causing your testosterone levels to be low. So get checked. Call Dr. Avidan Appel at Iron Mountain Men's Health. He and his team provide men of every age with tailored programs to treat low testosterone and ED. At Iron Mountain Men's Health, you meet with a physician who will make sure you receive customized treatment for your personal chemistry. Some patients even experience results after just their first visit. So call Iron Mountain Men's Health for a free consultation today. They offer financing for qualified patients and telehealth appointments for your convenience. Call 215-659-3770. That's 215-659-3770, or make your appointment online at ironmountainmenshealth.com. Tell them Bob Cooney sent you.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
You know we really like you when you listen on the radio, but we love you a little bit extra when you take us with you after your ride on the 97.5 app.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
John Kincade Show on the Fanatic. It is a Wendy's Thursday, so Wendy's has got those hot and juicy hamburgers for you at lunch. Got the beautiful breakfast sandwiches and more. And Jamie obsesses on those tasty seasoned potatoes, which I have not been able to have.
Potatoes.
They're delicious. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. We appreciate the folks from Wendy's being a part of the John Kincade Show every single Thursday. We have a lot of people that have been checking in this morning, and we do open it up to you because we want to hear from you on this at 610-632-0975. Just the idea of whether these are going to be Cleveland is the team that moved from the suburbs into the city. They were the one that did it, I think, most recently. The
Detroit Pistons.
The Pistons were out. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, they were in Auburn Hills, and now they're right downtown.
Which was also a suburb, though, and then they moved downtown and did it there. There is a There is one point thing. Let me get this because I want to make sure that I give the proper credit here. Christian, who says he lives on Christian Street.
I used to live on Christian.
Oh, perfect.
And Christian lives on Christian Street. He said my parents were psychic about where I would end up. He says the one thing being talked about too when we're having these discussions, the access for public transportation down to the stadium complex now, incredibly easy. But I think it would be easier into downtown with more options. He said, but the Philadelphia Stadium complex just recently noted as one of the safest in all of professional sports. Least crime in all of professional sports. People can go to the stadium complex in South Philly. You're going to a game, you're there. You're there. You're going to a Phillies game, you go to an Eagles game, you go to a Sixers game. You're there. You're not navigating anything but the crowds. You're navigating parking. You're navigating, the parking in the lots. He said this is going to be a completely different experience. Honestly, anybody who's 65 and older, it would be right now, are the only people who don't understand what it's like to try to navigate this in this city that have ever done it. You'd have to be 65 probably to know what it would be like. Maybe even older to know what it would be like to not have that stadium complex. The stadium complex for this city, to me, is a very unique thing, and I think it's a crown jewel of this city. The idea of being able to use 95, use 76, use the Broad Street line, all the parking options. So with the stadiums being able to use multi-use parking lots, I think it's a crown jewel of this city. One of its greatest accomplishments is the stadium complex.
It's okay.
Really?
Yeah, I've never.
Okay.
I like that they're all together. But there's nothing until Xfinity Live happened. There was nothing to do down there for many, many years outside of tailgate out of your car. There is a certain element of a neighborhood feel, vibe, restaurants, bars, walkability. I can go grab a Nick's roast pork and walk over to the stadium. I can go grab some food in Chinatown. Like that is appealing to me. Being able to wander out and be in a city like that is cool.
Yeah, and imagine if you have both. Imagine if you're still going to have the Eagles Stadium, so you can still go down there and you have all of that
Phillies.
of what, and the Phillies,
Flyers.
right? And then doing the city thing also. I think the main drawback for people of it being in the city is just because they're not used to it. They don't know what it's going.
That's always a part.
And I think that's big. And I think it's something that if you get used to, you might really. I love going to arenas in downtown cities.
It is the we are right now though. If you're talking about just since the beginning of 2021, it's Chicago and it's Philadelphia, the worst downtowns in America.
Yeah, but also we're talking about 2031, right? So think about back to 2013.
Okay, so you think things are going to get better?
I don't know. I don't know one way or another.
Well, you have to hope that if you're going to do this project.
You do have to hope, but hope doesn't matter. All I'm saying is it's a long time.
Okay.
So we've got to see. We can't evaluate the safety of this stadium based on today when it's not going to be open for another 9 years.
No, but you have to think of the fact that you're saying
that's up to a lot smarter people than me that I'm sure will be involved in this project.
Do you mean the people that are much smarter than you that aren't fixing the problem now?
Listen, John, I'm not very smart. I don't know.
I'm saying the people. You mean the people who are running this city now that can't figure out how to keep its citizenry
even the people who are
safe?
running the city now will not be the people running the city when this place opens.
So you think it's going to be a totally new regime?
I don't know, but it's not fair to assume the project won't work because of who's working right now.
Yeah, Larry Krasner won't be the DA in 2031. Jim Kenney won't be the mayor in 2031.
Okay.
I mean,
we're going to have a new mayor that's going to have totally different kinds of opinions on issues and everything like that?
Well, hopefully somebody that
I would hope so.
Does more.
I would hope so, too. Mike in Allentown.
If you get funding for it, it helps.
Checks in. Mike, good morning. You're on The Fanatic. Mike.
Good morning.
What's up, buddy?
So in Allentown, about 8 years ago, they built a $200 million arena for the Phantoms. And all of the same concerns that are being expressed now were expressed back then. The parking, the traffic, the safety, the homelessness, the gentrification. And it all resolved itself with really good planning. And now there's new apartment buildings, new restaurants, sports and social just opened up. And it's really been a fantastic thing for Center City Allentown.
But Mike, the thing is you can't scale Allentown to Philly right now. And Allentown didn't have what Philly has going on right now. The second worst, number one or number two worst crime cities in America.
No, understood, but no one wanted to go to Center City, Allentown.
Okay, yeah, it's just you can't. The thing is, and I appreciate that though, and it's great. You can't scale it though. It's a completely different scale of Allentown to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I would love to know and I'm going to have to go research what were the issues in Detroit, what were the issues in it, because I can tell you that when they did Ford Field, there was a lot of issues from the community. Because I can tell you that that's not when we were at the Super Bowl in Detroit. They told the media, don't leave your hotel at night. They gave us escorts after a certain hour of the night when they built it because of the crime problem in Detroit. Where they put the stadium, they said, night for the media, they actually had escorts that walked people places just to make sure there wasn't going to be any incidents.
Yeah, I'm a believer in safety in numbers. I am, and I know everything that's going on around the country and all, but you have a game letting out. You're talking about 18,000 people flooding out into the streets to get on trains, to get in parking lots, to whatever. I mean, are you going to have that individual crime popping up as much as it happens, in secluded settings? Probably not. And look, as much as building a building to house a basketball team and all, the surrounding things such as security and all that stuff, that's as big on the game plan as the actual building.
Hey, our buddy Woody's in Philadelphia joining us. Woody, good morning. You're on The Fanatic, buddy.
Hey, guys.
Hey, buddy.
So, really, really, really quick, I just kind of want to echo what Connor said. We can't judge 9 years from now on today. Like, I agree with him there. It makes sense. I understand people's concerns, and those are warranted, and they should be, realized. And hopefully that's something they're factoring into the actual development of this stadium.
They have to be.
They have
Well, what needs, Woody, as a Philly resident, what needs to be factored in? If you were to give me the list, what needs to be factored in? Because if you were just saying 9 years, we can't judge 9 years from now. 9 years, this city's gone downhill. Crime-wise, everything-wise has gone downhill in 9 years. So why do we think it's going to climb back to what it was?
We can go back to more history. I don't want to have this conversation with you, John, really, because I am educated on it. I'm not going to have it with you. But I'll just say we can't judge it now on 9 years. And it's always good to talk to you guys.
Thank you, buddy. Very good.
Yeah, we brought up Camden because a lot of people have been saying
Look how different that is.
So this guy, Vicar Starfin, who is a friend of mine who I've known, he played basketball at Temple.
Yes.
Yeah. He became mayor of the city. His family has been involved in that city for a long, long time. I sent him a text a couple of weeks ago, and I said, it's amazing. Since he's become mayor, we hear nothing coming out of Camden. Nothing. Voted the worst city to live in the country just about 10 years ago.
Look at the buildings popping up.
Buildings popping up. Vicar Starfin takes over, a guy that's respected in that city because he has family ties in that city, grew up there, long family history there. And it's totally changed.
And part of that was the practice facility. I mean, it's a small part, but look what it's done to the waterfront.
I remember when I was covering the team when it all became proposed that's where they were going to put the practice facility. And you're thinking, what? You're putting a practice facility in Camden? And Camden has just done so much better with good leadership. Maybe 9 years from now, that's what we're looking at in Philadelphia also.
When I went to Temple University, I would believe that when I would go to Temple Center City campus, I had 2 classes. When we would go downtown, I would believe that my peers that went to class with me, we would get off in downtown, and I would tell you that almost every third business seemed like it was boarded up back in the day. Then you got into the Ed Rendell administration, and things started to take off, and it rode through Street and Nutter, and things were revitalized and vibrant. Whether it's going to change, whether the climate's going to change, I don't know. But to me, those are the issues that I think are going to affect a lot of people's buying decisions of saying, do they want to go downtown?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the first block of the news, and I don't want to use the term block. The first stop before the commercial on the news, to me, in this town is horrifying right now.
Sure.
It's bad. It's really, really bad.
It's also
and it needs to be. But and do I know that 9 years from now it'll be better, Connor? I don't know. It might be. It might be. I don't think things are trending in the right direction.
I agree with you there.
They're trending worse,
but we don't know. Literally.
No, I understand. That's not a strategy, though. No, we don't know. It'll be better.
But it is not our strategy. We have to trust that the $1.3 billion they're pouring into this, that's going to be part of the strategy.
I don't have to trust that.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Because I don't trust that maybe we're gonna have elected officials that have the vision that earlier mayors of Philadelphia had, that earlier administrations in Philadelphia had, that the climate in America was more. It was different. I think there are things that are going to come about. I can't trust that it's all going to fix itself and that we're going to have a whole new direction.
Okay.
I know this. When Michael Nutter was mayor, we stayed downtown every year multiple times, 2 or 3 times every year, and we loved it. Loved that city.
I also think
loved
you're being
walking the city, and we walked the city at night. We walked the city at 10 o'clock at night from an event.
I also think you're being a bit dramatic. I mean, you're talking to a guy that most recently has lived in South Philly, Center City area for 12 years. I walk the streets at night, and, look, I moved out 2 years ago, and I know it's potentially gotten a little worse here in the past 2 years, but a large majority of the crime is concentrated in particular areas.
Do you think it's a little worse in the city, crime-wise? A little worse? Are you?
Yeah,
honestly,
I think
just a little worse.
From what it was 3 years ago. Yeah,
this city's murder rate, Jamie, is ridiculous,
and a lot of it is concentrated in particular areas, unfortunately, and it's sad.
By the way, there's a lot of it going on in downtown, like blocks away from this.
That's where I think you're being dramatic. I would have no problem walking around the arena, Chinatown, Center City, Market East, any of that, let alone with 18,000 other people.
Yeah, I do it twice a night every weekend.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm not. It's not exactly like I'm strolling through Hainesport, New Jersey, but
well, I'm not expecting that.
No, I know, but I don't know. And this, of course, each individual person could have a different perspective on this. For me, I lean more towards what Jamie's saying, that it's not. It's concentrated areas of the city, and it's not good.
Well, the blocks around, if you draw 3 blocks, and thanks to Alan, if you draw 3 blocks,
I would walk any of those
3 blocks in any direction from City Hall.
Yeah, no problem.
No problem.
No, I mean that's the area right now, though. They're still having a lot of problems with stores.
Yeah,
they're having to shut down stores. They're having to shut down because of the crime problem in stores. Starbucks just having to get out is one of many that are closing down. There's a lot of retail space that is just shut down in that area. So there are issues going on that they do have to see, but I just can't blind faith believe it's just that things are going to change for the better. I hope they are. I want them to, but I'm not trusting that that's going to happen.
Well, there's going to be resources and facilities provided with this that it's not going to make it worse.
Yeah, I like, as I said, safety in numbers. Do I think crime rate's going to go up with 18,000 people walking out of an arena at 9:30 at night? No, I would almost bet my life that it's going to go down.
I would guarantee it goes down.
Yeah, exactly.
Stone cold mortal lock guarantee it goes down in that area.
Summer's a crazy time of year if you got a college-bound student, if you're worried about how you're going to pay for it. Go to collegeav.com, take the stress out of how you're going to pay for it all. Let's get to Steve. Steve, good morning. You're on The Fanatic. How are you, buddy?
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good, Steve. What's going on?
So I want to make a couple of quick counterpoints to some of the negatives being brought up. I'm active duty military, have been for the last 18 years.
Thank you for your service, Steve.
Thank you. My family has lived all over the world and country and have experienced sporting events in every environment possible. And to the first counterpoint about some people not being able to get into the city, maybe from the King of Prussia area, I currently live in Connecticut. We travel to Boston all the time for sporting events, and I drive 20 minutes, park at a train station, hop on a train, take it into Boston. I'm in and out quickly. I'm paying $3 for parking at a train station by 30 or 40 at an event. So that's the first part. It's super easy in and out. I think we could, in the city of Philadelphia, utilize that same situation. And the second quick point I want to make is, we're kind of harping on the negatives of how bad that area of the city is, but a really great example, almost a perfect parallel, is Washington, D.C., and what the Nationals ballpark did to that area.
Oh, my God. I went to school in Steve. You didn't go to that area 15 years ago.
It is certainly. And
now it's booming with restaurants, activity, foot traffic.
We heard from Scott about how Capital won.
It worked in Chinatown, downtown, and it worked over at the Nats Stadium. It's unbelievable what that area has become by National Stadium.
Sean in King of Prussia joins us on The Fanatic. Good morning, Sean.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good, buddy. What's up?
Nothing. Just wanted to kind of chime in on what you guys are talking about with the stadium here, John. I see both sides. I see like how we should be hopeful that the area is, somebody said you can't judge 10 years from now or 9 years from now or something like that.
Yeah, that's Connor had said that. He goes, you can't judge it. It's not fair to judge it 9 years from now. I just can't assume that it's going to be better. And I can't assume that our elected officials are going to be better. I can't assume they're going to have a better plan. And I don't think that money solves everything.
I kind of am in the boat with you, John. I feel like, especially with Philly, like we said we're going to throw a bunch of money at it. It's going to fix the problem. We've been throwing a bunch of money at, lots of areas in Philly to fix for the last 20 years, and it's kind of, not really worked. I'm also just, like you kind of said, like businesses are fleeing that area. Just back in May, like a mom and a 7-year-old, kid were just, hit by joy drivers by their car. Like we have to be realistic in the sense we have to be honest with ourselves that it is a dangerous
Well, there's also a pandemic that has had a lot to do with a lot of these businesses too.
Yeah, but there's
Starbucks just closed downtown because people were using the bathroom and they didn't feel like dealing with it anymore.
Well, Starbucks
is fine.
I think they were having the cops there 3 times a day.
Yeah.
But not for people in the bathroom.
Well, a lot of it stemmed from people using the bathroom and arguments and this and that. It's
you're saying the Chinatown thing.
A lot of it was pandemic related.
When I would say we parked 2 blocks away to go into Chinatown, we parked 2 blocks away and walked around. We navigated what appeared like homeless tents on the streets.
They're harmless
on the streets. Not necessarily, Jamie.
I mean, yeah. They're not robbing you. They're looking for shelter.
It's a big city.
But it's not. But Bob, that was something we never navigated in the city ever. We never navigated like the blocks of that going on.
Financially, our society is probably more lopsided than it's ever been. So like those people are trying to survive. They're not trying to rob you more often than not.
The Brian's in Philly joining us. Brian, good morning. You're on The Fanatic.
Good morning, guys. You know what? I believe it will work, and here's the reason why I believe it will work. Okay, we just remodeled the whole gallery.
Yes,
they put in high-end stores, bowling alley, and all that. The reason why they did that because they wanted to bring that business back down from King of Prussia. So you figure out the parking, maybe build a parking garage or whatever. You got the new police building up on Broad Street now in the old thing. So basically, you're going to pull in the business, you're going to pull in people, and you're going to, buy, you're going to have more stores and stuff like that. So it's not about, like you said, losing business. They're going to gain a lot of business from the people that's going to come in. Now, I understand, like I said, everybody's talking about the problem and everything, but if you remember, before they did this gallery, there was a lot of traffic that was in the gallery, and that was one of the reasons why they wanted to change, get the high-end stores and everything. Now that they have remodeled the gallery, you don't hear about all them problems no more in there because they adjusted, got the security and stuff like that or whatever. So if you put this stadium downtown, they are going to make sure that the security measures are in place. They would not do that if they didn't believe that they could have that in function. So that's the point.
Good job, Brian. Now, Bob, is that the old newspaper building, right?
Yeah, that's
the new
Broad and
Philadelphia.
Callow Hill, yeah.
That's Broad and Callow Hill.
Yeah, that's the new police headquarters, yeah.
And it's a good location, good central location.
Sure.
Convenient as far as for being able to deploy a police presence very easily in that area.
I mean, it would. There's stuff to work out. There's no doubt in terms of more trains, more security and police presence, and all of that. But you're kind of focused on the negative. I see it changing a main vein of the city for dramatically for the better.
I am focusing on it, Jamie, because we were frequent stayers down there for 20-some years where we
still can be.
We stayed in hotels, we walked to restaurants, we walked the streets
still
at
fine.
night. But it wasn't fine at night, Jamie. It was not. It was not.
You're talking to a guy that lived in the city for 12 years.
We stayed
when
right
you were gone. I lived
right in downtown and lived in the hotel and walked.
Yes, there's a homeless problem.
And no, that wasn't just a homeless problem. It was a crime problem, Jamie.
Yeah, I think you're being a little dramatic.
Okay, how about when we would check in, they would have a sheet that they'd put in your room telling you about walking the streets at night. That never happened. Okay. And we got it under our doors where here's what you need to do at night. Now, even as much as don't order any kind of takeout food that comes up to your room. Don't ever do that. They would give you that. They would alert that in our rooms.
That's fear mongering.
You don't think it's based on maybe some of their experience?
No.
You think the hotel owners are just trying to scare the people staying in the hotels?
I mean, I think they're trying to give them a heads up of areas to avoid, but like
Well, that's what I mean. For a reason.
Delivery coming up to your room. Like, come on.
Wow. Mark in Philadelphia joins us. Mark, good morning. You're on The Fanatic. How are you?
Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning. Great show. And I just happened to be driving towards Philadelphia. I go to the Pennsylvania Academy of the Fine Arts for a master's, and I live in the suburbs. And I have lived in the suburbs for many, many years. But I also, love to go to Philadelphia. And I do agree with John in that it's been deteriorating over time. The one thing that has impacted me dramatically these last 8 weeks that I've been going to Philly daily, it's the enormous amount of mental disease that's going on and the indifference of the authorities around people out on the streets who are made then to take shelter where they can find one. So I think that, too, needs to be addressed. I do agree with the general principle of reconfiguring the city around a big structure, a big attractor such as a stadium, because that will certainly bring some, mega resources into town.
And hopefully it brings, as Bob's been pointing out, hopefully it brings that it is the impetus.
Yeah.
To and they can work on these issues for 9 years.
Yeah.
And get this stuff and start working on it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, we got a lot coming on. A lot of you want to talk about it, so get on in. We have a lot of different views on our show. We want to hear from you. 610-632-0975, especially if you live in that area. I'd love to hear from you. 610-632-0975. John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic. Did you know that the 1912 Club in Plymouth meeting is this week's featured course on the John Kincade Show Golf Tour? The 1912 Club is a private golf course designed by William S. Flynn. Beautiful 18-hole championship course. Members enjoy great amenities, including a wonderful pool for the family usage. They have a beautiful 20,000-square-foot clubhouse that includes 2 dining rooms, outdoor seating, a 300-person capacity ballroom, and several smaller event rooms to host groups up to 75 people. So whether you're a beginner or a seasoned golfer, they've got several PGA pros there on staff to help you with your game. Check out the 1912 Club. It's this week's featured golf course on the John Kincade Show Golf Tour webpage at 97.5thefanatic.com/golf tour. It's all presented by the Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board.
The John Kincade Show.
Say it. I'll say it. Loser, putz, dork, doof, dink, schmo, dingus, goober.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. I'm going to let you in on a secret. Medical cannabis is now readily available. Oh, you knew that? Well, did you know you could qualify for a medical marijuana card without ever leaving your home? Uh-huh. Just go to VeraHeal.com. That's where you'll find answers to all your cannabis questions and pre-qualify online in just a couple of minutes. Then enter some brief information, schedule an appointment with a state-licensed doctor right there on demand at a time that is most convenient for you, and you'll be well on your way. That is so much better than trying to navigate this intricate process on your own. No thanks. No, don't do it. Instead, go to VeraHeal.com and do it all from the comfort and privacy of anywhere. VeraHeal. VeraHeal.com. Pre-qualify for your medical marijuana card online right now at VeraHeal.com. Approved or your money back.
Hi, it's Cuz. Is your summer weight loss plan not working out as well as you hope? Look, hope is not a strategy. This is what you got to do. Contact NJDiet.com today. They will contractually guarantee you will lose 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days. Just go to NJDiet.com. Their program starts with bioenergetically personalized supplements that are based on your saliva, your hair, and your blood work. And then NJ Diet uses DNA testing to create your ideal diet plan and workout regimen to help you keep the weight off. If you're not sure you can do it alone, NJ Diet's with you every step of the way. You're fully monitored by their certified staff to make sure you're burning fat, not just losing water. You'll also get the doctor's personal email and phone number. NJ Diet is committed to you keeping the weight off. It's all natural, no shots, no hormones, no surgery, no prepackaged foods. Locations close by: Newark, Delaware, King of Prussia, Cherry Hill. Worldwide live online video consultations. Call them. 855-5NJ-DIET or go to NJDiet.com. That's NJDiet.com and lose the weight for good.
Staples has everything for school at great prices. So this year you won't go back to school. You'll be ready to move forward and build that papier-mâché volcano.
I am not cleaning this up.
Ooh, yeah, I meant the kids. Staples will help them move forward. Right now, Crayola 10-count markers and 12-count colored pencils are just 99 cents each, and Staples 1-subject notebooks are only 35 cents. Everything on your list at amazing prices. Staples, we're not going back. We're going forward to school. Ends 8/27 in store only, limit 30.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations, so you get the product you're looking for. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Progressive presents Forced Metaphors about bundling your home and auto.
When you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, you get great savings and round-the-clock protection, which is as beautiful as looking your firstborn child in the eyes for the first time. Well, that's a bit much. Maybe it's more like looking your second-born child in the eyes for like the third or fourth time. Point being, the savings and round-the-clock protection are really, really magical.
Forced Metaphors, presented by Progressive. Bundle and protect today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
If you're a small business, there are lots of choices when it comes to your internet and technology needs. But when you choose Comcast Business Internet, you choose the largest, fastest, reliable network. You choose advanced security for total peace of mind. And you choose fiber solutions with speeds up to 10 gigs available to more small businesses than any other provider. That's virtually everywhere we serve. The choice is clear. Get unbeatable business solutions from the most innovative company. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speeds vary.
Think you know Amazon? Think again. Did you know you can get paid when it works best for you? Yeah, that means you can get the money you earned directly after your shift. Or that you get benefits like healthcare on your very first day. As an Amazon warehouse associate, you'll be amazed by what you can get. To learn more about all of the benefits of working an hourly job at Amazon, go to Amazon.com/hourly. That's Amazon.com/hourly. Amazon is proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
We buy any car. We buy any car. We buy any car. Any.
Trading in or selling your car, truck, or SUV, WeBuyAnyCar.com takes the hassle out of selling in just 3 easy steps. 1, get your free online valuation. 2, drive to your local car buying center. And 3, walk out with your check in as little as 30 minutes. So don't wait. Get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Find out how much your car's worth at We Buy Any Car.
If you're a window installer, keep it simple. Choose Anderson 400 Series windows. They're the clapboard windows contractors trust the most. So much so, they're the windows contractors trust for their own homes. And with fewer callbacks, the choice is simple. It's Anderson 400 Series windows, the windows contractors trust the most. Get started at AndersonWindows.com today.
Claims based on 2022 Anderson brand survey of U.S. contractors.
Hey, guys, start the second part of the baseball season turning K's into cash and big hits into big wins with FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge. Now new customers can step to the plate and make a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. Just sign up with promo code Bob, place your first bet, and FanDuel will give you $1,000 back in free bets if you don't win. FanDuel has so many great promotions, and I love it when I win that I get paid faster than a fastball right down the middle of the plate. Are you new to FanDuel? Well, there's no better place to bet America's pastime than America's #1 sportsbook. So download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using promo code Bob to get started with your no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. 21 plus and present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. The John Kincade Show.
I slept in the nude last night. Felt every little breeze.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
John Kincade Show on The Fanatic. On a morning, the Sixers have just absolutely blown up the conversation. And you have been joining us for a discussion on the Sixers' new arena plan.
It was nice of them to wait until the slowest week in sports on the calendar to give us this.
Which
appreciate that, guys.
It really is. The timing, Jamie, perfect. And what's really strange too, and I've just been keeping little slashes, is like I'm looking at the call sheet now, the call board, and people are really split. A lot of people really split on this, which is great, and we're split amongst us as to the ideas on this. But we want to hear from you, 610-632-0975, so you can get your thoughts on this. Want to make sure I'm taking care of Norman. Norman, you're first up. Good morning.
Norman,
you're on the Fanatic. How are you, Norman?
I'm outstanding, guys. Let me tell you, you are my morning orange juice, and God love you for that.
Bob just offered
I just opened an orange juice.
And Bob just offered me orange juice, was kind enough to bring me one, and I didn't want it. He's kind.
Well, there you go. Let me just tell you, guys, let me put my 2 cents in and put things in perspective so maybe you'll have a little bit of respect for what I'm about to say. Collectively, the members of the team, if you add up your ages, you don't even equal my age. I was born and raised in Philly. I had my office in Center City for 24 years or whatever. Live out in the suburbs now, retired, et cetera, et cetera. Everything starts with the city fathers. If you don't have an electorate that has the faith to want to make a change in order to bring in a person on the order of a Rudy Giuliani that turned around a dump of a city, Times Square specifically, and turned that around to be an amazing area, to be followed by Bloomfeld or whatever the hell his name was, who came in there and pretty much followed in Rudy's footsteps. But after that, you look at the politicians that were brought in, and you consider what New York City is. And New York City and its crime is a Philadelphia. I'm brokenhearted that I can't travel into Philadelphia anymore. And people who are over 65, you know why we think this way? We think this way because we've seen it all. And we're pretty smart when it comes to saying, in order for you to make sure, fellas, that your city is safe enough to put any kind of stadium in Center City, the electorate has to stand behind it. And you know what? Philly has disappointed me as my native city. They have not come forward.
Well,
they have not done the things that they have done to put the right people in there to turn the darn city around.
Well, hopefully that's going to come. We appreciate you, Norman. Hopefully that's going to come. There's going to be some change there. I know that I saw what I'm just looking at the numbers here, comparing what Philadelphia was crime-wise under Mayor Nutter and what it is today. It's ridiculous. Mayor Nutter had a city that was thriving with half the murders, half the violent crime, half the petty crime.
Mayor Nutter didn't have a pandemic on his hands.
No, but that wasn't the only thing that
it's
came in with
a large part of this that has kind of been brushed over. I mean, people are hurting out there financially. There's a lot of unrest going on in our society these days, and the pandemic was a huge part of this crime spike over the last 2 years.
Okay, would this be every city?
That's not going to be in 2031.
Wouldn't that be every city?
There's crime spikes all over the country, John.
Yeah, but like Philly's? No, it's not. Not like Philly's.
Somebody has to be the leader.
That's terrible, Bob. Not like Philly's. I mean, seriously, we are the...
But you're projecting to 2031. The pandemic will be long in the rear view by then.
Okay, but am I going to have the people, like you say, well, you got to trust it'll be better. Connor, you said it to me earlier, and I want to misquote you. You said to me, well, you got to trust things are going to be better.
I don't think that you have to trust it. Like, you could choose not to. I'm choosing to.
I'm going to choose to be skeptical.
And that's perfectly fine. And that is your choice. Now, the other thing is I am 27. I'm not, I don't want to say significantly younger than all you guys, but I'm younger than all you guys, a younger generation. So I understand that I haven't seen as much as you guys seen.
I've seen Philly in the dumper.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Philly a shining star. and I've seen Philly sliding back in the dumper.
And this may just
be... so I've seen it. I've seen it all. And as a resident and being down there and living in it, and then seeing it as a visitor, I've seen it.
Right, and this may just be a life philosophy and something that changes with age, but I'm like... I'm more positive on the belief that this will get turned around, but as well, I haven't known this city as long as you guys have. So that's just my perspective from where I'm coming from. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just believe in it, and your reasons for not are very valid.
And per capita, Philadelphia is not as bad as you make it out to be.
I think we're number one in crime in the whole country.
Yeah, because
per
of
capita.
No. I don't believe per capita.
I think we are
number.
I think we're number one. I know we're number one in murders. We're number one in murder.
I don't. If you go per 100,000 people, I don't believe it's even in the top 5.
Look, this might be in my lifetime one of the worst times of our country. All over, one of the worst times in our country.
Yes.
Yeah, that has changed. I could never say that before during my lifetime. That this is by far the worst time it's been in this country. It is now because it's changed. Will it change back not to being the worst time in this country in my lifetime? I'm confident it will.
I hope it will.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it will. I'm rooting for it to be that way. That's exactly what I'd like to see because I saw it. You remember Philadelphia, Bob, when we were students, when I was a college student, when you were a college student, when you were a high school kid, Philadelphia didn't look like it looked in the 90s and 2000s when it was thriving. It didn't look like that. And we saw Philadelphia literally lift itself up with a new plan and new ideas and cooperation and thrill the city. And this city was hopping.
I don't think it was thriving in the 90s.
It was in the late when it started
compared
to
the 80s.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
But
Jamie,
it wasn't what it was.
But Jamie, you didn't live it in the 80s. It was terrible.
Well, I'm not denying that.
What I'm saying is but the
90s wasn't like utopia.
No, but they did clean it up. And cleaned up crime, cleaned up business issues, and made it it became thriving for a good 15, 20-year period. Downtown was thriving.
Well, there's an economic impact on a lot of people in the world right now that has changed the landscape of everything.
Ike's in Southwest Philly. Ike, good morning. You're on The Fanatic.
Yeah, how you doing?
What's up, buddy?
I'm good. I'm going to tell you, I agree with the stadium being put down there. A couple of reasons. First, I agree with Connor and Jamie. Like, I'm not going to not plan to make a better future because of the problems today. I'm going to plan to try to make the future better because of the problems today. And I think that this will do that. And I think I'm looking like this. How you saying how do we have faith? First thing that make me have a little faith is I think that the Sixers owners are great businessmen. They may not be great Sixers owners, but they make a lot of business decisions. They're going to protect their investment, and they're going to get the best people to come in to consult and try to come up with the best plan. Another reason, I think about this. You talk about the safety, and I hear a lot of people talk about the safety, but one of the reasons that the sports complex is so safe, you see the big police presence that's there anytime there's an event. Ain't nobody going to really try to do nothing with all those police there, and that's going to get flooded to to the downtown area if they got an arena down there. And finally, the last thing, how you know they could do something like hire their own police force, like Temple got Temple Police and Penn got Penn Police and stuff like that, and try to supplement like that to help around the area right like that to protect their investment.
Ike, are you available to consult? Because I think you have great positivity. I think you got some great ideas and some great energy for this. If they wanted to reach you, because I'll tell you, you make some great you make some great points. You make some great points that I think is on the positivity side of it. I think that's very, very good. I know now as a new Temple parent, the Temple police thing has completely changed from when I was there. And that police presence and how they're working that. So things like that can happen. And I like Ike's positivity on that.
Yeah.
And he's a Southwest Philly guy. He is a believer. He's a believer that this can all change and that things can turn around and can take a turn for the better.
And this would help it.
Yeah, I think it would. I do. It'll give people confidence about going downtown. It'll teach people how to go downtown. I mean, there's a lot of suburbans.
See, there's part of that. Yes.
Yeah, unless they drive through the city, they're not really in the city. Well, take a train down to the city and walk around downtown. You'll learn more about the city and how great it is.
Hey, Richard's on a cell. Richard, good morning. You're on The Fanatic. How are you?
Good morning. Okay, hey, good morning, John. First time I ever had the pleasure to speak with you. Good morning, Jamie.
Good morning.
Yeah, 66-year-old man. Grew up in Philadelphia, traveled all over Philadelphia. I've lived in the Middle East, so I'm street smart. Let's put it that way. And the problem that you have that I believe that I see, and again, I would hope for the best for the city as well, but people are street smart. They may not know the area. They might get off the beaten track. And then what happens if you're not street smart? And, not to be naive, but there's people that, whether they've lived a sheltered life or whatnot, even going into now to see a Phillies game or driving in, you know how horrendous driving and parking, trying to get a spot, traffic is. Talk about Center City, Philadelphia. It's certainly not ready for that. And then the infrastructure, I don't believe is ready to do that as well.
Richard, can I ask you, did you say you were 66?
Yes, I am, yeah. I'm a cancer survivor.
You sound like the youngest 66-year-old I've ever heard in my life.
Born in 1955, October.
Dude, and thanks for your service, man. We appreciate it, buddy. I always tell my daughter, and Bob, I don't know if you've had these discussions, because you had 4 kids to have to deal with it.
Still do.
I say, Olivia, put your phone away when we're walking down. We love to go to the city. We go into the city. We love shopping downtown. We love walking the streets of downtown. Olivia, put your phone away. She's 18. She's grown up in the suburbs, and so she's constantly looking at it. I'm like, phone away. Earbuds. Get the earbuds out.
Yeah.
There's things that when he talks about street smarts, there's things that a lot of people do not have.
Yeah, I mean, I took my daughter and a couple of her friends to a Temple game during the winter, to a basketball game. So we get over the bridge, and as we're driving in, I constantly was telling her, all right, look, if you're ever driving in the city, don't pull up right behind somebody when you see a stop sign or a light straight ahead, because if something happens, you want to have room to move.
Right.
Make sure you keep yourself. And we got out of the car. I said, put your phones away. Don't ever look at your phones while you're walking in the city. Don't keep your heads down. Keep your heads up. See what's all around you. Like little things like that, you want to teach your kids to be street smart in a sense. And it scares the hell out of you when they go away and they're on their own and you have one going into the city.
You teach the lessons.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, Staples has everything you need for back-to-school prices that won't hold you back. Send your kids back to school by sending them forward to Staples, the working and learning store. There's a lot of and teaching your kids that is a very vital skill.
Yeah.
Because Jamie, I can't imagine what your girls are going to deal with, because they're going to grow up in a technological society that's completely different. It exploded during our children's youth. Your kids are going to be immersed in it from the day that they're born.
Yeah, they'll probably not even have tickets or regional rail passes or anything. They'll probably just walk right up and scan their wrists and read their eyeballs, and they'll be in their seat. And soon we'll be teleporting to our seats.
Read their eyeballs?
Yeah. Wait, isn't that like the Matrix or something? Brian in Philly joins us on The Fanatic. Brian, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Hey, look, I'm 61. I lived in the city of Philadelphia all my life. I grew up in North Philly. I saw that neighborhood change. I now live in Northeast Philadelphia. What's happening here is it all goes back to politics. A rock was flipped over about 6 years ago, and lying and cheating is now the norm. And we just can't allow that to keep evolving. We have to go back to our basic principles of telling the truth. Our children need to know right from wrong. And you have one party pushing guns for everybody. Now they have it, and now they're going to complain about it.
Yeah. I don't want to get into politics of it, but I do believe that we've seen great leadership in this city many, many times that have fixed problems like we're having right now. We have seen new blood come in, and we have seen new blood come in with new ideas that have changed it. And that is the only reason that I would be optimistic to see that big turnaround, because I've seen it in my lifetime multiple times.
Well, none of them that dealt with a pandemic like this. Again, like it's the underlying root of a lot of issues right now. And none of them had to deal with it previous. This is uncharted waters for society, and not just the city, the country, all of us. It's affected all of our lives every single day, and some a lot more so than others. So, I don't think it's really fair. Look, I'm not a Jim Kenney fan at all, but I don't think it's fair to compare what he's gone through these last 2 years to anything that any of these other guys had to do.
Yeah, I think many of his decision-making and everything like that, though, to me, that people take issue with doesn't really have anything to do with the pandemic. has to do with him and some of his decisions and what he chooses to value, who he chooses to back.
Well, no, but upticks in crime and, other things. I'm way more concerned about the frequency of trains than I am the crime.
Well, I can tell you this. Public transportation is great for any city. Any city that has it,
it's crucial.
that does it well, that learns how to keep it efficient.
I used to take the bus all the time. I used to take the train all the time. My problem with SEPTA is the buses are better, but the trains, the frequency rate is unacceptable.
If we could get on a train every morning and come to the corner block,
I would
do it every day.
Yeah. The thought
of that every day.
The thought of getting on a train to go to a game or come home from a game to go downtown, I mean, that excites me to no end. I would love to do it. That's why I'm a proponent of this, building an arena downtown. Once you get downtown, all the different things you can do, I just see positives. I understand the negatives and the concerns. But, yeah, I would love an arena downtown.
Let's talk to Thomas. Thomas, good morning. You're on The Fanatic.
Good morning, John. I listened to you guys, and I want to agree with Jamie. If you look at since the pandemic came or prior to the pandemic, the crime rate in Philly was very low. Now, people are forced to wear masks, and you're well older than me. Masks were things that people wore back in the day to commit crime. And now you're giving them permission to commit crime by wearing a mask.
And on the news, when you watch a lot of the stories that are every night showcased, they're having trouble finding, even with video.
Exactly.
You can't see the faces of people.
I'm a social worker, and that's the same thing we face with the wearing of masks. Because the thing is, an individual commits crime, you hardly identify them because of the fact that they're wearing crime. Yeah. When Jim Kenny came to Farwell, it was less. I've been through Major Northern time and Jim Kenny. But now, the youth, the pandemic came, there were a lot of funds that were poured into the city because a lot of the youth didn't want to work. And now that things is getting back to normal, they got used to the money being poured in the city, being unemployment, everything. Now it is not there. So they are committing crimes, and they see the higher place to commit crime is downtown because people are vulnerable.
Thomas, Thomas, in your job, you're a social worker.
Yes.
What do you find is the biggest need right now in the city?
The biggest need is the wearing of the mask because the wearing of masks.
Okay.
We see some of our clients today, and tomorrow in the street we can't even recognize.
Yeah, and
that never was the case previously.
Good work, and we appreciate you doing that hard work. Again, that's one of those things like first responders, like social workers.
My wife was a social worker in the city for many years before she was a
social worker and teacher. How did she end up with you? Honestly, how did she end up with you?
Well, he was a project.
Because no, because I seriously, I look at people who do that for a living.
It's unbelievable what they do.
Because even teachers, policemen, doctors, nurses, and everything, I don't know how they don't take their work home with them.
I believe, and I've said this many times, I just think they are a different breed. They were born to be exactly what they are. I thoroughly believe that. I've said that about nurses and teachers. I just think that they were born to get into the profession that they were in.
But social workers, I mean, like
my daughter.
How do you hear of people in hardship and problems every single day, and you go home at night and you just go, okay, let's just watch Netflix? Like we are in a mindless.
Yeah.
We're in a mindless field. We're in a fun field, and we have a good time, and we do our work.
I heard all of her cases. She brought all of her cases home with her.
And would it weigh her down? Like, would it?
Yeah, because it's hard to make a change. And, the thing I would tell her is just focus on the positive you can control. Things out of your control you can't control. But if you make a positive impact in anyone's lives, your job has justified itself.
Like a domino effect?
And you've done a great thing. Here's part of the Sixers the press release here. It says the new privately funded arena is anticipated to cost $1.3 billion. The arena will provide $1.9 billion in overall economic output during construction, and this is the part that we kind of touched on earlier, and $400 million annually upon opening to support Philadelphia's long-term economic growth and sustainability. So I would imagine that's some kind of investment in its direct community it's in the police, in maybe some homeless shelters.
And I got to see how that would be done.
Yeah, and I'm sure they'll be open and upfront about it, but it'll be a widespread economic wave coming with the arena to help the city and everything that goes with it.
You want to share a thought? We usually play Game Time today at 8:30. We're shifting it to tomorrow. I really want. So many people want to get involved in this conversation. It's been interesting. It's been instructive. It's been informative. Get on in, 610-632-0975. John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. I know the BetParks app has been a lot of fun. And I know getting associated with BetParks has been fantastic. I love the Parks Casino in Ben Salem. It is absolutely amazing. But the casino and the sportsbook in one app is even better. And you can get a risk-free bet as a new customer up to $750. So your Phillies are getting back in action for the second half of the season. Coming up tomorrow night, 70 games to go. Are you ready for it? Well, download the app now and get involved. Maybe you're looking ahead to the NFL season or college football, and you think you have a great idea on who's going to be good and who's not going to be good. Those season over-under win totals, they're all out there. You can do those futures bets. Do you think the Eagles are winning the NFC East? You think they're going to the Super Bowl? Well, put your money where your mouth is. Go to betparks.com, download the app in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. You got to be 21. Get that risk-free bet up to $750. My promo code Kincade. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show.
They're like the family from hell on acid that's on steroids.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia. Today's John Kincade Show is presented by Wendy's. When you want a hot and juicy hamburger, go for the square. Wendy's serves up fresh, never frozen, always square beef. Go to Wendy's and grab a Dave's Double and taste that hot, juicy square difference. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's hot and juicy hamburgers. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
Hi, it's Cuz. Is your summer weight loss plan not working out as well as you hope? Look, hope is not a strategy. This is what you got to do. Contact njdiet.com today. They will contractually guarantee you will lose 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days. Just go to njdiet.com. Their program starts with bioenergetically personalized supplements that are based on your saliva, your hair, and your blood work. And then NJ Diet uses DNA testing to create your ideal diet plan and workout regimen to help you keep the weight off. If you're not sure you can do it alone, NJ Diet's with you every step of the way. You're fully monitored by their certified staff to make sure you're burning fat, not just losing water. You'll also get the doctor's personal email and phone number. NJ Diet is committed to you keeping the weight off. It's all natural, no shots, no hormones, no surgery, no prepackaged foods. Locations close by: Newark, Delaware, King of Prussia, Cherry Hill. Worldwide live online video consultations. Call them. 855-5NJ-DIET or go to njdiet.com. That's njdiet.com and lose the weight for good.
Hey, I got a question for you. You hate bending over to put on your shoes? Wish you should just put them on standing or sitting without ever having to touch them? If so, then I have the shoe for you. Introducing new hands-free Skechers Slip-ins. With new Skechers Slip-ins, you just step in and off you go. You don't even need to lace up. So how do Skechers Slip-ins work? Well, there's a special smooth comfort pillow in the heel that helps your foot slide right into place. So just step in them and go. Find new hands-free Skechers Slip-ins for the whole family at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Let's be real. Mopping is a hassle. You have to fill the bucket, pushing a wet, heavy mop around, then cleaning the mop when you're done so it doesn't grow bacteria. A hassle on top of a hassle. Try Swiffer WetJet. With Swiffer WetJet, you start with a fresh pad and cleaning solution every time. And when you're done, you just toss the pad. Swiffer WetJet, the faster, easier, cleaner way to clean your floors.
20,000 bonus points, 18.99% variable APR, and a $32 statement credit when you spend $200 before your dog's 8th birthday.
Credit card ads have all sorts of numbers, but they mean nothing to you if you don't get approved. So here's Credit Karma's number, 50. Like members who shop on Credit Karma get approved over 50% more often than the national average. Now that's a number you can rely on. Credit Karma. Apply with more confidence. Member approval rates in 2021 over 50% higher than 2020 CFPB national average.
Baseball, basketball, soccer, tennis. No matter what your game is, defense matters. Same thing goes for COVID-19. Help protect yourself with a booster shot. Now recommended for people 5 years and older. Schedule an appointment as soon as you are eligible, following completion of your primary series. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
Things are a bit tight lately. That's why I love Kohl's. I went back to school shopping and got kids' clothes for under $6. Sneakers for less than $20. And an extra 20% off already great deals, like 25% off backpacks. And get this, you can save more with a Kohl's card and earn Kohl's Cash. Talk about more style and more savings. Select styles, 20% off ends July 24th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
And now coming in at number one. It's Kentucky Fried Chicken's $5 Mac and Cheese Bowl.
Mac and cheese, chicken and cheese. Mac and cheese, chicken and cheese. KFC. Mac and cheese, chicken and cheese. Mac and cheese, chicken and cheese. For $5.
Oh, yeah, baby. Order KFC's $5 mac and cheese bowls on the app. Back for a limited time in original or spicy. That's finger-licking good. Price and participation may vary for a limited time only.
Think you know Amazon? Think again. Did you know you can get paid when it works best for you? That means you can get the money you earned directly after your shift, or that you get benefits like healthcare on your very first day. As an Amazon warehouse associate, you'll be amazed by what you can get. To learn more about all of the benefits of working an hourly job at Amazon, go to amazon.com/hourly. That's amazon.com/hourly. Amazon is proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Hey guys, Andrew here to congratulate my friends over at Family and Company Jewelers in Marlton, New Jersey. They were just named South Jersey Magazine's best bridal jewelry store for 2022. Guys, listen, if you're looking to get engaged, Family and Company is the only place to go. The largest selection of designer jewelry, the best service, and the best prices. So go see my man Angelo at the showroom and tell him Andrew sent you, and they will take care of you. Online at FamilyJewelers.com.
Family and Company Jewelers, South Jersey's diamond destination.
Hey, it's Cuz. Are you getting ready for a home improvement cleanup? The garage, the bathroom, big move? Let me tell you about the perfect solution, the Bagster. The Bagster, by far the most convenient, affordable way to help with your cleanup. The Bagster isn't just a great product. It's a 3 cubic yard dumpster in a bag sold at Home Depot, Lowe's, local home improvement stores everywhere, and for only $29.99. Holds 3,300 pounds of waste. Buy it, fill it, schedule your collection. Poof, it's gone. Clean it up with the Bagster dumpster in the back.
The John Kincade Show.
What matters is what the fans are saying on Twitter and other social media platforms. The true barometer of success.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
John Kincade Show on The Fanatic. Appreciate you being a part of things. Tell your family, tell your friends. The Sixers' new downtown arena concept. By the way, it's still a concept. Which is being made clear to me is that there are still roadblocks and things that would have to be, I guess, entailed to have this become a reality.
Sure.
But very mixed reaction today. Great points on both sides of the conversation. We want to thank our friends at Wendy's, because Wendy's always brings you the John Kincade Show on Thursday mornings. We love Wendy's. Great Wendy's breakfast this morning. Really, really nice job. And I said Bob was kind enough to bring out a little orange juice for me, but I'm not an orange juice man.
I chug orange juice. I crush it.
He does.
I find it
chug it.
I find it very acidic.
Well, yeah, it is.
I like now if I had a little champagne with it.
Ugh.
But Chuck D'Amico frowns on that.
Yeah, don't ruin
the
a good
drinking
orange
on
juice
the
with
air. He really
champagne.
does. I mean, he frowns on it. But we want to thank our friends from Wendy's, because every single week they bring you Game Time on the John Kincade Show at this point, where you can grab a hot and juicy hamburger, go for the square, go for Wendy's. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's for that fresh beef. It's available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada. We thank them for that, but I've punted on Game Time for today, because I want to make sure we get everybody in here, because I saw we had a lot of negative callers, and now it seems like we got a lot of people that are more on the positive side. So I want to make sure we get a lot of mixed messaging today, so we all can hopefully have our listening ears on, as Mrs. Oshinsky would say to Olivia in pre-K 3 and 4. Put your listening ears on, and the kids would switch them on. So everybody, we can learn from each other and have some different ideas.
You know, one of the things, real quick, John, that Jamie and I were talking about during the break was, I don't know exactly how we're talking about police presence and all of that would have to be there. I wonder if they are allowed to hire, like Blitzer and Harris in this, their own security team also.
I would imagine they could,
you
right?
know, maybe, I guess, along with the Philadelphia police presence. I don't know exactly, and I do have a friend that's a Philly cop that texted me earlier, so maybe he could answer that. But, you know, I just don't feel that safety would be an issue. That's like so far down my list of negatives or concerns about this.
Okay,
My biggest concern is the frequency of the trains.
Well, that definitely would help. Look, the crime is part of one thing. WHYY, our NPR station here in town, and a few people have sent me the recent information from them. The city's crime rate is on for could be a 2-year record murder rate for the United States. Violent crime up, and we talk about it being the pandemic. Violent crime up 37% over cities in scale size in comparison.
All right,
like this city, but we also have the highest rate of poverty.
Yes,
is what they say.
It's the poorest city in the country.
So they're saying it's the poorest.
I mean, compare 2019 crime rates to 2021, and you're going to see a huge uptick. A huge uptick. And that's not all Larry Krasner. You know what I mean?
Well, I want to get some of you positives here. Some of you people that have a positive point of view on this. Jordan wants to be first up here. Jordan, good morning. You're on The Fanatic. How are you?
Oh, man, I'm good. How y'all feeling?
Great to have you on the show, buddy.
Right, man. First thing I just want to say is that right now I'm doing and I'm working with a lot of people to change a lot of the narrative that's going on in the city. And I just wanted to be a person that's really out here to speak, you know what I mean? Just to put kind of sort of some context behind a lot of what's going on. And I think it's a good conversation to have because, first of all, I want to say the Sixers are doing something great. Any type of outside entity that's so big like that wants to continue to do things to help the city and build the city, it counteracts any type of negativity that's going on just by happenstance. John, let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
What college did you go to?
I went to Temple University.
You went to Temple University.
And I lived at Broad and Norris Street for 4 years.
Right, I know exactly what I said. I asked you because of this. I just want to put something in everybody's head real quick. Listen to ears, everybody. So, how many friends do you still have from college that you still can talk to or call or just hit up to have a beer sometime if you need to?
A couple handfuls, probably. That if you're talking about that, yeah. If you're talking about get together with, couple handfuls.
But you could probably in a rush session,
networking.
Friends if you wanted to.
Oh yeah, networking. Probably more like 100.
Okay, so this is the reason why I say that. I'm trying to be quick, but the reason why I say that is one thing that happens in this inner city and a lot of the surging of what's going on. These kids don't have that. You know what I mean? A lot of these kids are growing up and how easy it is. Some people might even went to Swarthmore and grew up in media and this place and that place. These people are kids that are growing up, and it's not a white or black thing. It's an inner city thing. And I want it to be very clear that these kids aren't growing up with their friends. These kids aren't growing up with someone that they knew from middle school and then they followed them to high school. A lot of these kids don't have those friends. They're you know what I mean? Some of them are incarcerated. Other of them have been victims of gun violence and different things like that. And that starts to create a very traumatic thing in people's heads. You know what I mean? It's something like when the social worker speaking, you're like, oh, how do they not take it home? A lot of these people that are living with this stuff, it's in the home as well. You know
the truth. And Jordan, it's one of the reasons why, even though my daughter had a much different upbringing than I did in Delco, growing up where she grew up, I exposed her to this city, and we stayed in the city and walked the streets of the city. Every time we were in town, we didn't go to the suburbs. We went to the city. And you know what she did? She fell in love with it, and she could have gone to any college pretty much she wanted to in the country, and she also wanted to go to Temple, and she'll be there in 4 weeks. She fell in love with this city and can't wait to experience it. As a father, Bob, and you can relate, and Jamie, you'll be relating very, very soon as your kids get older, I just want her ready for the challenge that is. But she didn't want to go anywhere else. She did not want to go. She fell in love with this city and fell in love with that school, too, at Temple. But she wanted to be a part of it. She loved the streets of the city.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe more people have that exact feeling that she had when they get to come into the city and go to a game downtown.
Exactly. Well, they have to be exposed to it, too, is one of the things is we purposely exposed her to it and being a part of that. It would have been easy to stay out in the suburbs, closer to where her mom was and where a lot of the family and the relatives were and everything. But we wanted to do all the city stuff, too, and all the things that the city has to offer, which is pretty freaking amazing, the options to go about and as Jamie can tell you, any place to eat. Give Jamie a location in the city. He'll give you a burger, or you were doing it this morning before the show.
Well, Haley's moving to my old neighborhood, so I was giving.
And you were telling Haley everywhere to go. But how, Bob? It all surrounded food and drinking.
That's Jamie. That's why I love
Let's
him.
live like a Lynch.
Sure.
I love spending money on good food and drink.
Hey, Martin Law is Philly's original law firm for injured workers. Schedule a free consultation today at paworkinjury.com. Thanks for holding on, Charles in New Jersey. We appreciate you being a part of the John Kincade Show. Good morning.
Good morning. How y'all doing today?
Good, Charles. What's up, brother?
First of all, I think that would be an excellent idea if the Sixers did do that, because it would bring a lot of more businesses back to Philly, and it would generate a lot of money, because Center City kind of falling off. It used to be so fun to walk down there, especially late at night, or you at the bar or the sports bar enjoying yourself, and we don't have that no more. And I want that back, and I want the fun back. Just like when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, it was so much unity, so much togetherness, so much hugging, so much crying, and it felt so good. And we need that back, and I really mean it.
Charles, I love that energy, and it is that community. And Bob, Charles is a New Jersey guy like you, but your dad and you involved in the Philadelphia newspaper industry, Philadelphia media, and you feel an attachment. Living over the bridge, you still feel that attachment to the city.
Oh, God, yeah. I've worked my whole adult life in Philadelphia. You know, when you're a reporter, before I was in sports, you're going all around the city and doing stuff. And, I covered City Hall at some times and all of those things, all encompassing. Yeah, I mean, no, I've never lived in Philadelphia. Have I spent probably half of my life in the city? Yeah, probably. And I love the city. I love downtown. I love all of it. I just think it would be really... Now, Connor's different. It's funny. We were talking during the break. Connor doesn't want it all split up. He wants all the arenas where they are. Like, he wants them all together.
I love the stadium complex also.
Yeah, it's my favorite thing
too.
about sports in this city.
I love it too, but I would love to try something new with a team in Center City. I think it would be great.
Yeah, it doesn't make me right. It's just like it's
it's just a preference.
It's what I grew up on too. Like, I'm not used to it being anywhere else. Like, I did have the Vet a little bit when I was younger, but even that was down there. And it's something I love. That, like, couple of square blocks is one of my favorite places on planet Earth. And to know that they're not all going to be together feels weird to me. It doesn't feel right based on how I grew up as a Philly sports fan. It doesn't mean that I'm right. Just personally, it doesn't feel like it's something I'm used to.
Yeah, and change, as Bob says, I hate change.
Most people do.
I know. It rattles around in the cup holders all the time.
I know a lot of people
falls through the couch.
Yeah, not that kind of
More
change.
than 50% of people hate change. Easy.
Yeah, because I mean, like I love the stadium.
As
complex.
I make up a
We'll do a
percentage.
Twitter poll.
I think no, we don't need one.
Do you hate change?
I think the city, in and of itself, the stadium complex is to me, is a crown jewel for this city, and it's also something that's very, very different than any other major American city.
I might feel different if all the teams were being taken away from there.
75% of your experience.
Yeah, 3 of the 4 are still going to be there, so that's fine.
50%
We'll
of your
still
experience,
have
'cause
that.
the Flyers will still stay.
And I'm not a change.
Flyers will be there.
Yeah, I'm not a change guy. Yeah, I usually like things to stay the same, but this excites me. Going downtown to see a game. It does.
Hey, Ben is in Upper Darby. Ben, good morning. You're on the Fanatic. How are you?
Hey, good morning, and thanks for taking my call.
Great to have you on.
I think the Center City location is an excellent idea for all the reasons that have been stated. I think not only would it provide like an economic stimulus to the area, it would bring safety with it. My guess is wherever they chose the location, it would be very, very close to a subway stop.
It's right above. It's right above the train station.
Okay, yeah.
The Market Frankfurt L, right? I mean, it goes underneath.
A lot of it comes to a point there.
It's pretty much right there.
Which makes total sense. I was calling because I live, despite not being in city limits, we live 5 minutes from 69th Street Station. So my wife and I are taking the train into the city for sports and food and whatever all the time.
And you're going to be able to, it'll be easy. Upper Darby's easy, though, for public transportation into the city.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, because of 69th Street. And that also brings me to the crime conversation a little bit. My personal belief is that a lot of these problems, both gun violence, drug issues, they're stemming from the poverty issue that you were talking a little bit. The thing that I see on the train most often is people shooting up and, like, dipping out, falling asleep. Like, that happens all the time on the subways from 69th Street into the station. So I think with the added economic stimulus, it'll help a little bit. It's not going to solve the issue, but that's something that Philadelphia has struggled with for a very, very long time, which is why I hesitate to look back to previous administrations and say, like, this was the best time, because the city also has a pretty fraught relationship and history between the citizens and the police. You know, like, people don't talk about the move bombing in West Philly in 1985. That was under Rizzo, who is kind of remembered as a...
That was under Wilson Good. That was under Wilson Good. That was not under Frank Rizzo. That was Wilson Good, and I remember taking the L that night as it was burning, coming back from Temple, doing a radio show, and it was visible.
Yeah.
You could see it going back, because I would go to 69th Street and then get to 69th Street and then take the 104. I guess they would call it the Red Arrow back then. I don't know if they call it the Red Arrow anymore.
Yeah.
Down Westchester Pike. It was to how bad it is, the problems they have to overcome. They just had in May, the state senators called SEPTA's leadership together and called them into meetings and said, look, you have to start to attest for this crime problem on SEPTA, which is a major, major issue. And they were talking about the fact that you need to hire, they had to hire 200, they were recommended to hire 280 people that they felt would be adequate to cover the crime problem that they've got now. And that was in May, and it was during the state lawmakers called them in and said, look, we need to, how are you going to address this? And they said they needed to hire 280 people to start to police this. This is something they really got to get on. And it's something, a big issue that they got to work on.
And something like this might just push them in the right. Yeah, exactly.
Especially if that money, Jamie.
Yeah, I mean,
that is attributed to it.
I'd like to see the details on what they're committing to, not only the city, but the police, SEPTA, all of it. It'll be interesting to see. This is still very much proposed. We haven't talked about the reality of this actually happening. What would you put a percentage at if you just had your gut feeling that this actually comes to fruition?
40.
I was going to say I'm going to go majority. I'm going to go over 50%.
So you're going to go like 60?
Yeah, 55. Yeah, like Josh Harris and David Blitzer. They rarely get into endeavors that they don't
follow through on.
Yeah, that the door doesn't lock behind them after they're done. It's like I think
so
it's.
So you don't think this is hitting the public unless they're pretty confident?
Yes.
Well, also too, the one thing that makes me think they're pretty confident, Jamie, is the idea that this is no taxpayer dollars involved.
That's huge.
Except the city, what they would do to support the project.
That's huge.
The arena being on their dime.
Yeah.
That's a confidence.
That's huge.
Because I believe this project, and I may be completely incorrect, but I'm going to throw it out there, that if they were going to build at the Navy Yard, let's say, we talked about that.
They'd lose some control.
They would lose some control, but they would also be able to do this at I would bet, a third cheaper.
Probably.
There'd be a lot less.
I'm sure there would be some tax benefits.
It'd be a third cheaper.
Yeah, but they're going to have all the profits from the 2022-23 NBA championship
That's a really
run.
good point.
Oh, I never thought about that.
And then the repeat run in 23-24.
Okay,
so that
never
really
thought about
mitigates
that.
the cost.
It'll be Titletown. It'll be 76th place at Titletown.
Mike joins us on The Fanatic. Mike, what's going on, brother?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Great to have you on the show.
Thanks. So I actually grew up in D.C. and have ironically enough, a degree in urban and city planning.
Really? Where did you go to college?
I went down to UVA.
Okay, give us. You're really
dumbass,
smart,
Mike.
So before I get into that, I want to say this is the most educated and interesting conversation I've ever heard on Source Talk Radio. I've been listening for about an hour.
Wow, thanks.
Thank you, buddy.
Myself, wow, this person's an idiot. So thank you, Philadelphia.
Thank you.
But the devil is going to be in the details. To a lot of the points you brought up, the infrastructure around transportation, it's just not designed in Philadelphia to deal with this. It's just not. The volume that you'd get in that area, do the Flyers move with it? That's one of the questions that needs to be answered relatively soon.
No, they own the building.
They own the building, so they wouldn't be moving.
Right. Oh, but do the Flyers come in and rent?
No.
Maybe if the new Eagles Stadium gets put on top of the old Wells Fargo Center, they might.
No, they'd have to sell the old Wells Fargo Center.
Or they just knock it down.
No, but they'd have to sell it.
They sell the land, yeah.
So I thought the Sixers and the Flyers were technically renters in Wells Fargo.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, but now the Flyers are owned by
Flyers are not.
Spectacor, who
Flyers
owns
are
the
not.
building, yeah.
But, Mike, let me ask you a quick question. You say the infrastructure in this city just wouldn't work. Why does it work in other major cities?
It works in other major cities because of the investments. DC, you guys hit on DC. I'm from DC. DC pumps. The taxes are high. They pump a lot of money into their metro and their bus system. Philadelphia, it just doesn't seem like those investments are made. It's not a great kind of example, similar example, but what they did with Nationals Park, where they basically put it in Anacostia, used to be the murder capital of the country.
Yeah.
Yep. They dropped it in there, and then they pumped, the learners who own the Nationals are terrible owners, but they also pumped a lot of their own money into that. The city also did too. Build out metro lines, build out bus lines. And now that area, I don't know if you guys have been down there.
It's crazy. Oh, it's beautiful.
It's incredible. That used to be the murder capital of the country.
Yeah. I was told in college not to go to Anacostia.
So, Mike, do you look at it as, does the poverty problem that Philadelphia has, from your expertise in city planning and things like that, does that make this project and this endeavor less likely to succeed?
From a poverty perspective, again, I'd want to see the plans and the details. I lean toward no, because what you have within poverty, communities that have to suffer through poverty, is there's issues with access to things like public transportation.
Okay.
So if the Harris Group said, look, we're going to do this and we're going to go try and get people jobs who don't have them and make a point of doing that, I can see that working. The reason the Nationals went to where they did is because the city basically gave them the land.
Right. And Mike,
for that exact reason to employ people. Yeah.
We appreciate your insights on this. And with that, I know when Arthur Blank decided to build the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, part of the deal was that he had to cut with the city was that I think 40% of the firms had to be based, that were given contracts on it, had to be based from within like a 5-mile, 6-mile radius of the stadium.
Yeah.
The employee ranks had to be around half the employees had to be employed from that area. So they literally put it in the language to say, you want to do this, Mr. Billionaire, we are going to demand that you make sure that people are working, local firms are getting employed. So there's always some of that, too, and I need to see all that.
Well, Harris did some of that with the city of Camden.
And
when
I
they
heard
built
that right. So he has experience doing it.
Yeah.
Which can, then again, you have to scale it to a whole new level for this. But the thing is, the fact that he has experience with that then lends you to believe maybe this could be something that they navigate fairly well.
Yeah, and they're working with, what's the name of the company? Campus. The company they're working with, I just had it. Campus. It's Alan. It's the Six Man's former company.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Campus Apartments or whatever. They have a lot of experience in the real estate of this, and I'm sure this has all been discussed 45 times over
before they unveiled it.
God, yeah. They may Harrison Blitzer, not to interrupt you, Jim. They may have been drawing this up since they built the practice facility in Camden.
No, probably.
Yeah.
I like a few of you, too, have gone in and sent emails, sent DMs on some of the conversation this morning, and we appreciate that. And he goes, one thing I will appreciate about this entire discussion is that the level of discord, there's still a level of listening and contributing with the listeners and with each of you, and that's appreciated. The gentleman says, I'm an educator. I could use this in some of my classrooms for some of the debates that we get in. He's at St. Joe's. He says sometimes people aren't willing to listen on differing points of view and argument.
Well, then there's no point in having conversations if you're not going to listen.
Well, it's not a dialogue. If your ears are turned off, you're not dialogue.
Exactly.
Yeah,
if you're
thank people for listening on this program.
Yeah, we do. We thank them for listening.
Another element of
and
this.
And it's never sarcastic.
I wonder what Villanova would do. Now, it's a very minor aspect.
I would think this would make it more attractive.
It might. But now you'd have two arenas to host regional rounds. There's a thing where Villanova can only play a certain amount of games at the arena to still host. So, I wonder, it's a minor aspect of all this, but I wonder how that would change for them if they stay at Wells Fargo and the Sixers. And, there's Disney on Ice. Right. There's tons of concerts.
Well, I think Wells Fargo will still get that, I would believe.
Yeah, I think this might be a Sixers-only thing.
Yeah, I think it is.
Pretty much.
Concerts? Concerts and Sixers only, maybe.
I don't know.
But concerts right there in Center City would
Would be pretty huge.
It would be cool for the economy.
All right, we have a lot coming up. And you know what? We'll sort of put a bow on what we've been talking about this morning. And if you want to get in, you haven't been able to get in. We've been pretty busy this morning. 610-632-0975. John Kincade Show on The Fanatic. Look, if you work in a warehouse, a car dealership, you're a commercial, industrial, or manufacturing business, energy costs are a large chunk of your annual business expenses. What if I told you could put 30 to 40% of your energy costs back into your business for a brighter bottom line? Well, that's where my friends at Beyond the Bulb are going to help you out. They help businesses leverage their energy incentives to do just that. What are energy incentives? Well, it's easy. If you are a current PICO or PPL energy customer, you can switch to a greener, more efficient lighting system at little or no cost to you. It's a no-brainer. You're saving your company money, you're improving your bottom line, you reduce your carbon footprint, and you do it at little to no cost to you. And they're so good at helping businesses save money at Beyond the Bulb that they've been awarded the PPL Direct Discount Contractor of the Year. Energy efficiency experts waiting for you. And all you got to do is grab your recent bill, your PICO bill, your PPL bill, grab it and call. Go to the number one, beyondthebulb.com, the number one, beyondthebulb.com, or dial 484-246-6542. 484-246-6542 and see if you qualify for a brighter bottom line for your business today.
The John Kincade Show.
This is not radio fantasy camp. We're on the air here.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
Hi, it's Cuz. Is your summer weight loss plan not working out as well as you hope? Look, hope is not a strategy. This is what you got to do. Contact NJDiet.com today. They will contractually guarantee you will lose 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days. Just go to NJDiet.com. Their program starts with bioenergetically personalized supplements that are based on your saliva, your hair, and your blood work. And then NJ Diet uses DNA testing to create your ideal diet plan and workout regimen to help you keep the weight off. You're not sure you can do it alone? NJ Diet's with you every step of the way. You're fully monitored by their certified staff to make sure you're burning fat, not just losing water. You'll also get the doctor's personal email and phone number. NJ Diet is committed to you keeping the weight off. It's all natural, no shots, no hormones, no surgery, no prepackaged foods. Locations close by: Newark, Delaware, King of Prussia, Cherry Hill. Worldwide live online video consultations. Call them. 855-5NJ-DIET or go to NJDiet.com. That's NJDiet.com and lose the weight for good.
There's a reason Comcast Business powers more businesses than any other provider. Actually, there's a few. Comcast Business offers the fastest, reliable network, the peace of mind that comes with Security Edge, helping to protect all your connected devices, and the most reliable 5G mobile network. Want me to keep going? I can. Whether your small business is starting or growing, you need Comcast Business. Technology solutions that put you ahead and give you serious savings. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
There's never been a better time to get started with gig speed internet and advanced security from Comcast Business. And now, for a limited time, get 3 months on us. Call or go online today to learn more. And 7/21/2022. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business 1 gigabit internet. Security Edge, 1 voice line and Connection Pro customers only. 3-year contract required. 3 months on us after prepaid card redemption. Comcast Business Mobile utilizes the network with the most Root Metrics 5G data reliability wins in 2H 2021. Results may vary. Award is not an endorsement.
Doug. Chances are you're jamming in your car right now. And since Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance so you only pay for what you need, Limu and I are going to show you some safe car dance moves. Hit it. Everybody, check your blind spots real quick. Now hands on the wheel. Put them 10 in 2 and move your head like a bird do. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
5X480. Dayton B100 V-Belt, one of the many parts Grainger carries. It's also the item that helped Rob carry the day. The job was on hold, deadline fast approaching, but a quick search on Grainger.com and Rob found his part. And with same-day pickup at his local branch, he and his crew got the job done, safely and on time. Get supplies and solutions for every industry with real-time product availability. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey guys, it's Andrew. At CSL Plasma, you can make up to $825 this month when you donate plasma at any of CSL Plasma's tri-state area donation centers. That's money in your pocket for doing a great deed. Plasma donations help create therapies to treat patients with rare and serious diseases, and the process, it's similar to donating blood. For locations and info on how you can donate plasma and earn up to $825 this month, visit CSLPlasma.com. Walk-ins are welcome. CSL Plasma. Good for you. Great for life.
Looking for a great place to check out this summer? Jamison Poorhouse is a Bucks County favorite. Enjoy beautiful indoor and outdoor dining and a delicious, ever-changing menu, carefully designed to highlight local traditional pub fare and seasonal specialties. Jamison offers creative cocktails along with one of the best craft beer selections in the area. Plus, every Friday, enjoy $4 Corona Premier drafts and Corona bottles. Jamison Poorhouse, 2160 York Road in Jamison, PA, Bucks County. For more info, visit JamisonPoorhouse.com.
Hey, it's John Kincade. You know, in just a few short weeks, we will be sending our college-bound student to start her first fall semester. You might be in the same boat. You're still not sure how you're going to pay for it all, are you? Take the stress out of paying for college right now. Go to collegeav.com. You can see all the different loan options in action with their student loan calculator. You can get an instant credit decision and your rate, and you apply in only 3 minutes. Build yourself a private student loan that keeps pace with your family's budget and your goals for your student's future. Go now to collegeav.com. It's a better student loan experience.
Car shoppers, with light inventories and heavy markups, is it even possible to find a fair deal out there? To be sure, Faulkner Buick GMC in Westchester is the region's trusted name for selection and savings, with no markups and nothing priced above MSRP. Fair, honest pricing has been our way for over 30 years. Find the perfect vehicle, whether you pre-order or drive it off the lot today at Faulkner Buick GMC in Westchester on Auto Park Boulevard and at FaulknerAuto.com. To be sure.
When you want a hot and juicy hamburger, go for the square. Wendy's serves up fresh, never frozen beef. And yup, these patties are square. Grab a Dave's Double and see the hot and juicy square difference for yourself. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada. Imagine if your favorite casino came with an undo button. Well, you get that with FanDuel Casino's Play It Again. Get up to $1,000 back if you're down after your first day. Play your favorite table games and hundreds of slots for real cash. See why FanDuel Casino is the #1 rated online casino app. I just love it. I love to explore daily and weekly promotions. I play with live dealers. And if I ever have a question, the best-in-class customer support team, they can help me 24/7. So sign up for FanDuel Casino with promo code Bob today and play it again with up to $1,000 back if you're down after your first day. That's promo code Bob. 21 plus and present in Pennsylvania, must not have previously placed any wager on FanDuel Sportsbook, FanDuel Casino, Betfair Casino, Mohegan Sun Casino, or Stardust Casino. Refund issued as non-withdrawable casino-only site credit that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
This crew always says thanks for listening, and we actually mean it. The John Kincade Show continues here on 97.5 The Fanatic and streaming on the 97.5 The Fanatic app.
97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
You know, the 9 o'clock hour of the John Kincade Show. You know it's brought to you by the Bagster? What is the Bagster? It's a dumpster in a bag. Connor didn't even know that.
Had no idea till just now.
Get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's, and for details, go to Bagster.com. One of the things, and we can get into it more tomorrow, the love of a city, and the love of, like, I love walking. I love to park my car and walk and explore and see stuff. The love of a city is one, though, that is not, and a couple of people sharing with me here, they're like, John, you know, that's fine that you went to Temple in the 80s. Philly's a much different town now. I'm like, okay, you don't know what Philly was in the 80s if you're telling me that, well, you were at Temple in the 80s. I was at Temple in the 80s, and Philly was a bad place. Downtown Philly was a bad place in the mid-'80s. It was bad. And you know what? I still fell in love with the city. And it had its challenges. And then it changed. I remembered a thing, and I had to go look it up.
Ed Rendell started this thing called Light Up the Night. And you have no idea what this is, Connor. And Jamie,
I was nowhere in
and
the
Jamie,
80s.
you're too young for this. Bob may remember this. You remember Light Up the Night, Bob? With Mayor Rendell?
Vaguely.
He asked businesses on 2 nights a week, when he came into office, asked businesses 2 nights a week to leave their buildings on, leave their lights on. So literally, the skyscrapers, the giant office buildings, leave your lights on 2 nights a week. They started it out as a 1-night-a-week project. They made it a 2-night-a-week project. And Philadelphia, in a matter of 5 years, and Bill Strobel, thanks for the heads up on this one, because I remembered this. In a matter of 5 years, Philadelphia went to one of the most thriving downtown dining districts in America. From being down in the bottom 25% to being in the top 10% of downtown dining. They revitalized downtown. And they just said, keep the lights on. And that was part of it. The lights are on. People are out on the streets. And Bob, it speaks to your part about safety. That when there's hundreds and hundreds of people on the streets, you feel a lot better.
Yeah.
When you're walking down the street by yourself, you feel a little bit more, oh, wait a minute, here I'm a little more exposed. When you're walking with hundreds of other people and you see Jamie stumbling out of one watering hole, going to another, and you see a group of friends going out to dinner, and it just creates that atmosphere that people fall in love with a city and fall in love with and it's happened. This city can turn it again because I've seen it turned, and it can happen again. But it takes leadership. It takes leadership, and it takes a vision that I'm not sure is there right now. I hope it's there. It's not there right now. But maybe the next people that have vision will have it. Maybe they'll be able to bring some of that back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to get worse.
I hope not.
Projecting 9 years from now, I mean, the world's going to be different. The city's going to be different, hopefully in a positive way. This country's kind of been in the toilet for 2 years for a lot of reasons. But I don't think 2031 will be a reflection of 2022. So I think it'll improve. It's a slow process. Rome wasn't built in a day, but we'll get there.
Do you believe right now, and we talked about it there, and Jamie, the idea of whether this project ever gets off the ground, it has major hurdles to cross.
Yeah, I was just talking to a cousin of mine who works in commercial real estate, and he said there's no way the zoning is going to allow this. They're going to need special ordinances to kind of circumvent that. And to do that, you're going to have to propose the city. I'm sure they've already had exploratory conversations there in terms of that. Something that's in the back of my mind, though, is if it does, hit potholes and all of that, is New Jersey and Camden going to say, hey, here's a great tax offer from our state to build over here. We have the land for you. And
how will the most taxed, one of the top 2 or 3 state taxes in the country, how would the taxpayers of Jersey feel about that, who are constantly complaining about their taxes?
Yeah, not good.
If they did, that wouldn't go over well at all.
Doesn't
if you're
mean
saying
it wouldn't
tax, yeah, no, I think this could be a leverage deal on the Navy Yard.
Could be that too.
Yeah, I don't think they go. I don't think Blitzer and Harris go this far with a release and all of that for a leverage thing. That's my only hesitancy there. Like I just knowing what I know a little bit, I don't think you go this far unless you're pretty confident.
And I'm going to tell you the same thing. And the one part that makes me sort of feel that way is the privately funded, which, by the way, and Harris Blitzer and them, can I give you an applause right now? Because it should be like this. This is how it should be.
Yeah.
If Jeffrey Lurie goes to build a new stadium sometime, and this is right around the corner. A new Eagle Stadium's right around the corner. Maybe 5 years or so, but it's there. I don't want to hear about public money being used for it.
No.
There's plenty of opportunity
I think,
for you to do this yourself.
How old is? When did the? I'm sorry,
this is the 20th. This is the 20th season for the Eagles.
It's wild, isn't it?
It's because remember the last game in the vet was 2003 January.
Jeez.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and the vet lasted 33 years.
Yeah, I don't.
The new Eagle Stadium's probably going to come in the next 10 years.
I would agree. It's coming. I mean, it's coming.
And look, Jeffrey, I know you're a big fan of the show and you're listening right now. I believe the NFL profit share alone was like $234 million recently. So, yeah, people don't want taxes going to stadiums when you're literally printing money. So just file that one away in the back of your brain.
Yeah, there doesn't stadium. Or I love the link.
I don't love the link.
No, you don't?
Why don't you love it?
I love it.
I don't hate it. It's just it's kind of vanilla to me.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I don't like how the upper levels don't connect.
It's got those wind turbine thingies.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What don't you like about the upper levels not connected?
Like at one time, I was trying to meet a buddy who was in the end zone level, and I couldn't get to him without going down and back up again. That's a pain in the ass. It's just vanilla. I don't know. I like it. It's just I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's just kind of
Well, I sense a great. Like I love the
because you're
vibe
comparing
in
it to the Vet.
Exactly.
Yeah, now compare it to other modern stadiums.
I've been to a lot of other modern stadiums, and I really do like it.
I've been to 24 stadiums, I believe. It's just vanilla.
Like I can tell you, when we're out in Arizona this fall, that stadium's
the toaster oven.
It's a mall. It's nothing. There's nothing that says home of the Cardinals. Nothing at all. You go to MetLife. MetLife's terrible.
Oh, I never liked it up there.
MetLife is as generic as they come. Bland as they come. FedEx is terrible.
FedEx
From everybody that I've heard,
toilet.
I have not made a trip.
That's not a new generation.
I have not made a trip to FedEx yet.
It's not worth it. You don't.
So
I mean, it's a little toilet.
Unless you're going with Philly sports trips.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
I mean, absolutely.
Well,
but that's because Vince will make anywhere great.
Yes, that's what Vince does.
Vince will make it fantastic, but I just can't. I mean, I don't know. I love the atmosphere in there.
It's okay. Yeah, I mean that's because of the fans. The stadium's fine. They can do better.
Okay,
Just pay for it yourselves.
Hey, remember that Staples has everything you need for school at back to school prices that aren't going to hold you back. Don't send your kids back to school. Send them forward at Staples, the working and learning store. When we first heard this news this morning, you get the same type of answers. You get responses from people. I'll just go through my DMs here, and it's funny how within minutes you get people who are listening who have totally different opinions on things and saying, John, I think you're very, very brave sending a child into this city right now under these conditions. And as I responded to him, I said, I didn't send a child in. My child is making the decision for herself. This is her college education, her choice. And her point was she wants to be a Philadelphian. So she wanted to go to school here, and she wanted to experience the city. And she wanted to experience Temple, and she wanted to experience the city of Philadelphia. She loves it. And will she have to be careful? Sure. But she wanted to, that's what she wanted. She wanted that. She wanted to be able to have that experience. And I wasn't going, and I didn't make the choice for her. She made that choice. It's up to her. And then you get other people saying, don't fearmonger on the city with the crime stats. Crime stats are terrible. What are you talking about? It's not fear-mongering. It is discussing, in fact, that the city has a huge crime issue right now that has to be addressed, and that has to be part of any discussion with this, if they're going to do this. As you say, though, Jamie, maybe the money, maybe the focus and the attention, maybe that is what leads to be the impetus for correcting a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, and I don't think that area in particular is bad. I would walk from Front Street all the way past City Hall and down Market and not feel unsafe at all. It's not saying don't be don't be smart and keep your head on a swivel and pay attention to your surroundings. But generally, I don't. I would walk to Chinatown. I would walk to Reading Terminal area. I would walk from that stadium home back to my old house without a fear in the world.
Okay, now, Dara, I think Dara. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Dara says, if I'm not mistaken, Jamie is 6'2" plus, and a man in his 30s. She's saying. You're not every person feeling.
No, I'm not. But my wife walked the same streets as me, sometimes alone. She never expressed overlying fears and concerns, and she's 5'2", 110 pounds. Obviously I'm not your ideal target if you're going to jump somebody on the streets.
I wouldn't think, Jamie.
But I also don't think a lot of this crime is unique to certain areas of the city, and the proposed area doesn't scream outrageous crime to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I worry
And
more
that's just
about
my opinion.
Right, and that's fine. And it's from, by the way, it's an opinion of somebody, and you lived in various sections of the city.
For 12 years.
For 12 years.
And I lived in D.C. before that, and I've lived in cities for 20 years of my life. Rarely have I felt unsafe. So I think there's a lot of that.
I wish we had someone more of a daintier size, say about like 5'3", to discuss this today, to give us that perspective.
Yeah, my first concerns when I saw this morning or last night, whenever we got it, was parking, was driving through the city, was all of that. Safety didn't come to my mind all that quickly.
My biggest concern is increasing the amount of train fleets.
Yeah.
Because regional rail, which is I would be taking, a lot of people would be taking, they run like once an hour, maybe twice during rush hour. So you'd have to increase that a lot. I've heard some people from Delaware express concerns over lack of public transportation to games. I've seen a couple people complaining about PATCO. Our public transportation system is not the best in the country by any means.
It's not the worst. Look.
Septisox.
Look,
I mean, the trains.
MARTA sucks in Atlanta. It's a major city, top 10 city, and it sucks.
Yeah.
Absolutely sucks.
I think the bus...
people don't use it, but they don't make it convenient.
Yeah.
At least in Philly, you have more options.
The bus system's actually pretty good. The train system, I think, sucks.
Hey, when you want a hot and juicy hamburger, remember to go for the square. Go to Wendy's. Wendy's has got you covered. Fresh beef's available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada. You want to share a thought on this, you can at 610-632-0975. Let's take it to the next level with the story a little bit. How does this affect the Flyers? This affects Wells Fargo Center's bottom line down the line.
There was
not a long time off, but when you take away 44 dates, I think that's 44 dates plus playoffs.
So there's a statement this morning from Comcast Spectacor reads, "We've had a terrific partnership with the Sixers for decades and look forward to hosting the team in this world-class facility until 2031. We've invested hundreds of millions alongside the city, Phillies, and Eagles to make South Philadelphia Stadium District an incredible destination for sports entertainment and our passionate fans. We think it rivals any in the nation and will continue to draw the best events. The 2026 FIFA World Cup is a perfect example."
And it is.
And for that 2026 World Cup, they're going to have to increase public transportation. So that might be a trial run for something like this, where you prep it, you test it, you see how it's doing, because you'd have to increase the regional rails, probably subway. All of it.
No, you have to.
It's a necessity.
It's not even a.
So that could be their trial run.
Yeah. I mean, who's to say that that Blitzer and Harris don't have an idea in place of, all right, you have enough amount of parking at the South Philadelphia location. What if they had some kind of a transportation from there to this new arena also? Hey, go down and park there, plenty of parking, and we have transportation for you, buses, whatever, that can
like
take
a shuttle,
you.
direct shuttle,
something.
or something.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be a whole bunch of things in play here.
Well, also, too, and when you think about this, and it's 2022, 4 summers from now, we have the semi-quincentennial.
Yeah, all
here
the
in
All-Star
Philadelphia.
games will be here.
250-year-old celebration of our country. And Philadelphia, I can tell you will be an epicenter of all the activities. And so this city has to amp up for that, because it'll be a boom. It should be, if things go well, it should be a boom to the economy. Boom to the
most likely
businesses
going
and
to
restaurants.
have the
and things
NBA
like that.
All-Star Game, the MLB All-Star Game, and the NHL All-Star Game all here in 2026.
Not to mention the World Cup.
The World Cup. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of attention on Philadelphia.
Not to mention all the other events that will go on around it. I mean, it becomes that summer will be a huge summer of celebration. It'll be a huge year of celebration.
Yeah.
Here in the town, and so that can also be part of a dry run.
Sure.
Like, what have they done between now and 4 years from now to be ready for that event?
From papal visits to all sorts of different, it's going to be the World Cup, to all different sorts of, huge events that this city has hosted in my lifetime. I don't remember it failing ever.
No.
No.
Like,
I've been a part of 2 times a pope has come and visited here, and throughout the national media afterwards, it was, my God, Philly did it right.
They did a great job.
Look at the most recent parade.
The draft?
The draft. How about the Eagles parade? what was there? 1 arrest, 2 arrests because people were on top of cars or something like that.
Jamie.
Like it was the best this city has ever shined as far as sports, dumb goes. It was.
Did you say dumb? Sports dumb or sports
not DUMB? But it's every time this city. It's like a clutch city. Every time this city is asked to do something big, it comes through.
So Philly has the clutch gene, is what you're saying.
It has the clutch gene. Yeah,
not our teams. The city itself. What I'm intrigued by, Bob, is that line that you just brought up there, though, is that when challenged, this city has a history of dusting itself off and showing up.
Yeah.
For these type of events, and maybe this will be, again, this will be the impetus to.
Could be. Could very well be
to be able to do that, and be able to see how see how that all works out. There's a lot going on, though, man. There's so many different storylines to this. And Connor, I lean more towards you. This just is, and it's weird because again, generationally, you and I are different generations. I love the sports complex.
It just feels right to me. And
I always think like Jamie does, though, that the sports complex has been underused and underdeveloped.
I'm shocked that there isn't a little town down there. Xfinity Live was shocked. It still amazes me, and the live casino's there now, but I'm shocked there wasn't something else built around.
I always thought it would be over at the park, across the street next to NovaCare.
FDR.
I always thought that was going to be the area that became live, eat, play, restaurants, bars, walk across Creative Bridge,
Top Golf,
across Creative Bridge that goes across Broad Street and walks you over to the stadium complex.
Yeah,
and I always expected that to happen, and it never did. And by the way, city politics blocked a lot of stuff down there. Has blocked a lot of it.
In Joshua Harris and David Blitzer, you have 2 guys that are billionaires. You don't become billionaires without being prepared in a proposal like the one that they set forward here. So all of these questions that we've proposed and all the people that have called in and on our YouTube chat, almost all of these questions that we have, they have great detailed answers.
Oh yeah,
guaranteed. Now.
Well, they didn't let this float without saying
no.
Bob Cooney's going to be asking this. This reporter's going to be asking that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they knew.
Yeah,
before floating this.
Sure, and like I said, this may be something that has been in their mind. They could have been since they took over this team.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
They don't. I mean, they're smart men. They don't want to be renters of a building. They want to own the building. That's business.
Yeah, it was good though.
And they do that business thing well.
Yeah, apparently they're pretty good at it.
Yeah.
Can I hold a couple grand?
I always like it though when you get the the text on Tuesday during our show that I shared saying, "Keep your ears up, Sixers downtown arena," and everything like that, and going, okay, are they ready to do this? They've got ducks in a row. Now, what the game plan is though could be completely. This could be a situation where they know this can't work.
It could be.
But for some reason, there's a benefit to floating it, getting that rejected, and then going to a plan B, which maybe was plan A all along.
Yeah, it could be we tried.
Yeah, I don't think you go this far. I don't think for leverage they go this far. I think they think it's a reality that they can get this done.
Bob, when you were in the newspaper industry, did you cover that when the Phillies were contemplating Broad and Vine? Was it Broad and Vine?
Yeah, it was Broad and Spring Garden.
Broad and Spring Garden.
Yeah, because it was right where our office was.
I was so excited by that potential.
It was literally a block away from where our Daily News office was, where they were proposing.
I loved that idea. And I loved seeing the pictures of what it would look like.
Yeah.
And everything. And why did that fall apart? I know city politics got involved. But what were the major objections? Was
logistics?
It
logistics finally came into play with that, and a lot of the people in that area complain. That's something else that we haven't really hit on. Are people going to be displaced? I mean, are there people that are living at that 10th and Market area that, with the creation of a new stadium, are people going to be displaced from their homes?
Well, that's what the gentleman said earlier from Chinatown who lives there, who says this isn't going to work. Because, again, I know that area, too, and a gentleman saying here, one of our listeners here, one of my DMs, excuse me, because I got to pull up.
They're building a massive new apartment building directly across the street from it on the south side of Market.
On the south side. This gentleman works at the convention center, and he said, John, getting between 4, you're saying 5 and 7, between 4 o'clock and 6:30, 7 o'clock, this area doesn't move. Cars don't move.
Well, that's outside of the train increase, the traffic patterns would have to be addressed probably as priority number 1 of transportation. Because if you have a line backing up to Market Street and people are trying to cut down that from Center City to get to 95 and all that, and it's just backing up, and it's hard getting out of Chinatown, and the Reading Terminal Market can be a little bit of a nightmare. The traffic flow and pattern would have to be at the top of the list.
And they can't, honestly.
And that requires Philly police probably directing and controlling the traffic lights.
And what I'd say to that is they can't figure out how to get people out of the stadium complex after an Eagles game.
Well, do they want to get them out of there? Is there any incentive for them to get them out of there? There's incentive in Center City to get them out of there. You know what I mean? Like down there, you're on an island. If that doesn't move, well,
yeah, you'll eventually get out.
Yeah, Center City, they'll be forced to change the traffic.
Yeah, because
patterns.
You're blocking access to hospitals,
yes, and
things like that, and businesses and stuff like that. This interesting conversation. If anyone wants to get in late, 610-632-0975. We hope you've enjoyed the conversation this morning. I think everybody is learning a lot and hearing a lot of different points of view, and we appreciate it all here in the John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic. I know this. CoPair Health can make you feel better. I know it can make you feel better in your head. I know it can make you feel better in your body. And I know that from getting my results from my physical from last week, it can make you better in almost every measurable statistic, too. Blood pressure. You can get your cholesterol rate in check. All those kind of things can be better off with a little help from CoPair. Coaching from a professional that leads you through the process of what to eat, how to eat, when to work out, how to work out, and to come up with a plan that's going to help you lose weight effectively. CoPair is the new gold standard for health and weight loss in the Philly area in just 7 months. And in 3 months, I've already managed to lose 23 pounds. Really 24. I shouldn't cheat like that. It's almost 24. So I'm really, really happy with the results I'm getting. You want to save hundreds of dollars? You can through the month of July. Mention John Kincade when you contact CoPair Health, COPAREhealth.com. Tell them you want to make the change. Maybe you have to lose 40 or 60. Think about it. Could you start at the beginning, at the end of the summer? Could you start losing weight and feel great by 2023? I know you can. I can confidently say it. Go to CoPair Health, COPAREhealth.com.
The John Kincade Show.
Sir, one more outburst, I will strangle you with my microphone wire. You understand me?
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
By now, you've heard all of our ads. America's largest injury law firm. But what does that really mean for our clients, for you? It means that when you hire us, you don't just get a lawyer, you get a legal army, almost 800 lawyers alone. That army includes an entire legal team, specialist lawyers, investigators, and a 24/7 client satisfaction staff. Just like if you were going into surgery, you wouldn't trust one person to handle the paperwork, the scheduling, the anesthesia, and the surgery. Have you ever seen a surgeon operating alone and without resources? No way. Why would you trust a small firm with your case? Your case is a big deal to us. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hi, I'm Patrick Fingles, owner of New Look Home Design, the roofing experts. When you hire someone to replace your roof, you want a detailed upfront estimate and an expert to get it done right the first time. At New Look, we provide clear line-by-line estimates paired with a 3D rendering of your roofing project. On average, we install one roof every hour, so you know our team has the expertise to manage your project. And we provide a lifetime warranty on every roof installed. Find out why over 40,000 homeowners have chosen New Look to do their roof. From now until July 31st, get 50% off all roofing materials and qualify for 12 months, no payments, no interest financing. At New Look, you can depend on our 20 years of roofing expertise, honest estimates, and guaranteed customer satisfaction. Call New Look today at 800-279-5300. That's 800-279-5300. NewLookHomeDesign.com.
Is sports betting about to become way more fun? You bet. Because the BetParks app has a brand new sports book. Live bets and parlays? You bet. Instant deposits and incredible app experience? You bet. Plus, your first bet is risk-free up to $750. So, are you already a winner just for signing up on the BetParks Sportsbook app? You bet. BetParks. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. Pennsylvania and New Jersey only.
Did you know Montgomery County has over 50 of the most historic and challenging public courses and private clubs in the Northeast? Well, you can hear about some of our top picks on the John Kincade Show Golf Tour. Maccoby Run, Flowertown Country Club, Ravens Claw Golf Club, Bluebell Country Club, and Lulu Country Club, just to name a few. Visit 97.5thefanatic.com/golf tour to learn more. Plus, qualify. You're going to win great prizes. It's the John Kincade Show Golf Tour, presented by the Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board.
Meet Allison, teammate at Truist Bank. Hi. She was born to care, and she always had your back. You could say that. Like that time back in the mid-'80s when she spotted Stacy Kaminsky with her new perm, and a car was coming, about to hit a puddle. So Allison jumps in front of the splash, just in time to protect Stacy's fresh curls.
Look, I had to do it. A wet perm just doesn't work.
Today, Allison's a teammate at Truist, the bank that starts with care. When you start with care, you get a different kind of bank. Learn more at truist.com/care. Truist Bank, member FDIC.
In the wee hours of the night, when everyone else is fast asleep, you're the one on third shift, burning the midnight oil. When a part fails and everything comes to a grinding halt, regardless of what the clock on the wall says, you leap into action. Grainger is with you and all the ones who get it done. With 24/7 customer support by phone or click to chat. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
We buy any car. We buy any car. We buy any car. Any.
Did you know trading in your car at a dealer could cost you money? A recent study found consumers who trade in their car pay an average of $990 more. So don't trade in. Sell it to We Buy Any Car. Learn more and get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Find out how much your car's worth at We Buy Any Car.
Hey guys, it's Andrew. At CSL Plasma, you can make up to $825 this month when you donate plasma at any of CSL Plasma's tri-state area donation centers. That's money in your pocket for doing a great deed. Plasma donations help create therapies to treat patients with rare and serious diseases, and the process, it's similar to donating blood. For locations and info on how you can donate plasma and earn up to $825 this month, visit CSLPlasma.com. Walk-ins are welcome. CSL Plasma, good for you, great for life.
When you want a hot and juicy hamburger, go for the square. Wendy's serves up fresh, never frozen beef. And yep, these patties are square. Grab a Dave's Double and see the hot and juicy square difference for yourself. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
Hello? Whether you're at home or on the go, listen to 97.5 The Fanatic on Odyssey on your smartphone, Roku, LG Smart TV, Waze, and more. That's Odyssey, AUDACY. Check it out now.
Guys, imagine if your favorite casino came with an undo button. Just think of that. You get that with FanDuel Casino's Play It Again. Get up to $1,000 back if you're down after your first day. Play your favorite table games and hundreds of slots for real cash. See why FanDuel Casino is the #1 rated online casino app. I love to explore daily and weekly promotions. I play with live dealers, and if I ever have a question, the best in-class customer support team, they help me 24/7. Sign up for FanDuel Casino with promo code Bob today and play it again with up to $1,000 back if you're down after your first day. That's promo code Bob. 21 plus and present in Pennsylvania. Must not have previously placed any wager on FanDuel Sportsbook, FanDuel Casino, Betfair Casino, Mohegan Sun Casino, or Stardust Casino. Refund issued as non-withdrawable casino-only site credit that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG.
The John Kincade Show.
I just want to let you know that I am completely unprepared for this, and I blame both of you.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
It's the John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic. We thank Wendy's for a fabulous breakfast this morning.
Did you take advantage of it yourself out there, folks? Did you pull into your local Wendy's today? Did you grab something? Jason, excuse me, did anyone make one of Egan's sandwiches? One of his monster
I did
sandwiches?
not.
You did not.
No. But the chicken was hitting today.
Chicken, delicious.
I got another chicken stashed away right here. Yeah, just for
You
later.
have another one stashed away?
That's good work by you.
Yeah,
Is that Ricky?
It's either Ricky's or Coach's or maybe it's Pat's. I don't know. But either of them, I thanked them for it.
It's a veteran radio move by you.
A kid's got to eat.
Wow. Come on now.
And by kid, I mean me, not
You're
that's all you
You're a kid now?
Yeah.
Is that kid you're using kid?
Connor's still a kid.
The age of kid just keeps raising in this.
His frontal
Big
cortex
Macs off my
only.
nightstand. I'm a kid still.
I mean, his frontal cortex just developed last year fully. So he's not that far removed from being an idiot.
Now, wait a minute. What the age of that? He bumped that up again
25.
now? What, 25 now? And what's a couple years ago now, right?
2 years. Now, coming up on 3. I have
Coming up on
multiple
3. Come
tank
on.
tops with,
Connor, I'm trying to
with
help
beer
you.
brands on them.
Enough of this.
I'm trying to help you, Connor.
You still have jorts.
Plus, he was wearing
Yeah, I
his
do have jorts.
Chubby's hat yesterday.
Yeah, I am a child.
He's a proud Chubby's man. Likes wearing his chubs, which is good. I'm fascinated by one thing. Here, the amount of just looking at here. If we took our callers today, positive, negative.
50-50.
Yeah.
No. A little more. Look, 60-40 positive.
Oh. You think?
It was 60-40 positive. That people who came in or at least came with a positive angle. This is going to be a point of contention in this city. This whole discussion is going to be a point of contention for a little while.
Do we know any timeline of how long this process takes to get approved, all that? I mean, if there's zoning ordinances they have to get around, then it becomes a government issue.
Well, I would think this is a huge project.
Anything with the government takes forever.
Oh, yeah. And then you're going to have graft, the people in the government that will have their hands out. I guarantee
And that's any different from every other day?
if the Sixers build this stadium downtown, I will absolutely put it in freezing cold takes that 2 or 3 people will end up in prison because of the deal. People with their hands out. It always happens. That there's, I got to get mine. I got to get mine.
Well,
what are you doing for me?
If not the most corrupt city government in the country.
Yeah, but
we're
this
top
happens
3.
everywhere.
Yeah, but they've historically been corrupt as hell for decades.
Yeah, I understand.
I mean, it's not like somebody's going to turn now.
We're not Chicago. We're not that corrupt.
I mean, they're probably they're right there if they're not the worst.
I mean, it's
awfully corrupt, John.
Trying to get this thing done in Philadelphia is going to be really fun to watch.
A lot of grease into the palms.
I think Jim Gardner may decide not to retire now that this story's breaking. Is he really going to want to turn this just over to Rick Williams? Just toss him the playbook and say, Rick, you run with it. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you could get Jim in on all this and make sure that it's all working properly. Yeah, I would hire him in a heartbeat for anything.
Jim Gardner, eyeballs on it.
Yeah.
To understand how this city works. This could
get Jim on the case.
This could all work. This could all work out. It is really interesting, though. Gentlemen asking here, Matt, can the Flyers actually sustain business in that arena and make it profitable?
Probably with the concerts and Disney on Ice and everything that would supplement the Flyers.
You are losing 44 dates.
Yeah.
That's a lot of dates to lose.
But maybe they keep Villanova. They might up usage. Now there's 44 dates that are open for them to do other things with. So they'll supplement it.
The Sixers are a big draw, though.
They're the biggest right now in that building.
I mean, that's a lot
Disney
to lose.
on Ice outdraws the Flyers.
Yeah.
That's a lot to lose.
I thought the Flyers were Disney on Ice.
Look at you, Connor.
I actually think the actual Princesses had a better breakout from the defensive zone, too. They looked a little more prepared for it. Hopefully, that's all going to change. Jamie, we can talk about it tomorrow. But you said John Tortorella was a little upset with the negativity towards the Flyers.
Yeah, welcome to town, John.
No, but I hope Torts understands it. I hope he understands where it's coming from.
So I only saw the quote. I didn't dive into the story.
And we get into it tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll get into it tomorrow. But yeah, I guess he's heard the perceived negativity surrounding their offseason by many pundits and us locally. And yeah, John, you're coming into town here when the Flyers are at the lowest point of my lifetime.
Now, from that,
yeah, there's going to be negativity involved with it.
It creates amazing opportunity also.
Sure. If he turns the tides.
Yes.
then he's a king.
I mean, but this is going to be a challenge, a huge, monstrous challenge to do that. But
I've never been in such an eye roll state with the Philadelphia Flyers as I have been.
Okay, what
over
is
the
the eye
last
roll
year.
concerning?
Just everything that they're either trying to do, not doing. Which way are they going? Now there's, the whole way the Johnny Gaudreau thing was handled. What is the vision of this organization anymore? Hextall wanted to go one way. You got rid of him. It seemed the way to go, to tear it down and build it back up, although they had a bad draft pick with Nolan Patrick, and all of that happened. And
which, by the way, a lot of people, again, were in full support of.
Yeah. It's just this team just – and what I can't get over, John, is, okay, Ed Snyder, God, we appreciate you bringing hockey to Philadelphia. No question about it. The ways that they went about trying to win from the 80s on just hasn't worked. We still have a hand-picked person from Ed Snyder running this team. And then you have a general manager in Chuck Fletcher who is, to say it nicely, head-scratching. I just don't know the vision. I don't know where this is going, and I don't see any bright future anytime soon.
Does this put more pressure on them, though? This whole Sixers story? Does this put more pressure on the Flyers?
Having their own.
On the Flyers franchise.
Being the soul.
To sustain.
It's so far down the road, though.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, again, we talk about turning things around. You got plenty of time.
If they're not turned around by 2031, we got bigger issues, John.
Well, they got the wings, so
it's true.
Yeah, I just
cross sport of the future.
I look at it as
I've been hearing that for 20 years.
No, soccer's the one that we've been hearing for like 40
Soccer's
years.
the number one sport in the world, John.
Yeah, not here though. We've been hearing
The
for
world.
40 years. It's coming here that we were going to have it. It was going to overtake the world.
Probably the number one youth sport.
Yeah, it was for a long time.
Yeah,
it
it's
just
big.
doesn't translate to. It doesn't translate to the pub. We've been hearing it since the days of the New York Cosmos.
Yeah,
that soccer was going to be. So we're talking about the late 70s. Soccer's the one. It's just in a few years, soccer will have eclipsed this and that and other thing. International soccer's fantastic. It's that, they have to come up with something more that
I bet
creates
you more eyes are on an EPL game Saturday mornings on NBC than they are any hockey game.
I bet that nationally you're talking correct.
Yes.
Tunis's wife?
I heard that.
She's now a soccer fan.
It's
Did you hear
great.
this story?
No, I didn't. But
We're gonna do it on the show. We're gonna do it on the show tomorrow.
Sunday
but
mornings, watching an EPL match, setting your fantasy lineups, and then getting right into football. That's a great morning.
And I don't know.
Getting your bets in.
The bar scene. I know the bar scenes that I've observed with the soccer fans getting out and getting together on Saturday mornings and heading out kegs and eggs and drinking and watching the soccer match is huge.
Yeah,
huge business.
Yeah.
Which is great to see. You just gotta hope this whole story is going to be fascinating to watch with the potential new arena and what's going on. And also heard from another person here telling me that there is all of the plans for the semi-quincentennial, which Connor rolls his eyes at. He's not going to grasp that. The semi-quincentennial.
The We've Been Here a Long Time celebration.
There's already. I don't think they're going to call it that.
I like it,
but
better.
they might.
I think it's when you're here, your family.
I don't think they're. I don't
That's
think
what
they
they're
can
using.
use that one.
I
Can
think
they?
that's what they're doing. Yeah.
You don't think they'll get sued if they use that one?
Nah, they started it.
The plans for that have been going on now for 2 years. The committee, this person serves with one of the committees. They've been planning for 2026 for 2 years, getting ready for all the things that are going to surround that. And they say it's going to be a spectacle, an absolute spectacle.
Yeah,
which is a lot of fun, and that makes it really, really good. There's day baseball today in Major League Baseball. Teams had to come back from the break because of the lockout. So they literally, and some teams, if I'm not reading this wrong, have one-game series where they're playing like one game today and then getting on a plane and traveling. That's bizarre. Like, first of all, the All-Star break, that's not an All-Star break.
Not
Making
really.
everybody come back today, that doesn't work. Now, I know the lockout definitely affects that, and it's one of the reasons why we're going to see the postseason push back this year. We very well could see a November World Series, significant November dates in the World Series, depending on how the earlier series go. But that just is weird to me. You don't these guys. I sympathize with baseball players very rarely, but I sympathize with them on the grind. The grind's awful.
Well, they're compensated for it.
They are.
Most of them.
They are.
but they are.
Yeah, no, that's tough. 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week, on the road
all
for
the
2
travel.
weeks.
Right.
Yeah, that is rough. But I don't feel that much sympathy for them.
Well, I do compared to other
'Cause
professional
they're
athletes.
They're playing a game.
I understand.
Getting handsomely paid.
Other professional
Sounds
athletes.
pretty cool.
Other professional athletes get the same treatment, but they don't have the same commitment.
Well, yeah, it's 41 games for the Sixers on the road,
Right.
yeah, compared to 80.
NFL teams have it at the
81.
absolute best.
Yeah.
They've got it the best, but they also take the biggest physical toll that they've got to take.
Yeah.
That they have to face.
For sure.
Because, I don't want to look at the way guys that I know who played in the NFL and watching them walk.
Oh, it's tough.
Yeah.
You talk about John Runyon, when you would see John Runyon at Daily News Live and stuff like that back in the day.
Yeah, it was funny. I just saw Runyon at and we talked for a while at Michael Barkan's outing, and he was telling me he's got to get his ankle totally redone. And
Yeah, but he's out there golfing, right?
Yeah,
That's good.
Because I said, John, you look really good. He lost the football weight. He looks good. He looks like he's in really good shape. But yeah, he's just got the kind of the old man gait, because that's what football does to you.
It is an absolute beatdown. And one of the things here is FDR that they did shoot down numerous times. Gentleman sending me a link here. He said there are at least 3 different times.
I can recall at least one, yeah.
Where they tried to develop a whole complex there of restaurants, bars, everything, and it got shot down.
Yeah.
Why would it get shot down?
It's
because what neighborhood is it truly affecting? It's
not necessarily
It buttresses up to 95.
But it's part of the park system, and it's the biggest urban park system in the country. So
Okay, did you use that park?
yeah, that's basically where I honed my golf game.
Oh, absolutely. FDR
All right.
course was
Which,
awesome.
by the way, they are redoing the FDR course.
Honed?
Honed.
You really?
To what it is.
We've watched
It
you
used
play.
to be worse. I'm not
There
saying
you
I'm
go.
great.
Yeah,
Home
I'm
doesn't
saying.
mean I'm a 4
teasing.
handicap.
I'm totally kidding.
But I went from a 20-something handicap to what I am now.
The best was when they were closing it down for renovations. They were trying to fit in all the people they could play. So it was like an $8 round to play 18 holes with a cart, and
Yeah, it
they
was
give you
awesome.
a free Monster Energy when you play. So you could pick a free energy drink up at the clubhouse, get 18 holes for $8.
Sometimes I would show up late at like dusk, and they'd just be like, "Yeah, just go ahead."
But if I heard right, this is going to be they're putting tons of cash into that golf course.
Yeah,
Like, it's going to be. They're looking to change. They're looking to change that
the
golf
whole
experience.
park.
Yeah,
I
they're-
think they're putting a lot of money into
Yeah,
it.
that
Yeah.
and Cobb's
$6 million,
Creek, too.
so.
Cobb's
Well,
Creek
Cobbs
is
Creek,
getting-
they're
Cobbs Creek's going to
level.
get like tour events.
They want to have. They're looking to have. No, they want to have a major.
Yeah, like they're trying to make it great.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine a major on City Line Avenue?
That'd be awesome.
It'd be pretty cool.
I mean, it's not Marriott, it's not Aronimink, it's not. You know,
the
what I mean?
amount of
It's-
money they're putting into it.
Oh my gosh, it is incredible when you think about it, because this all works together. Another story here with that with the Live Golf. Now a lot of talk that there is talks of how you could merge the two.
Yeah,
And you
there's a
brought
lot
this
of
up yesterday.
There's a lot of chatter about it, and they were basically saying if you go join the Live Now, you can look at that as a signing bonus if they ever do pair the two tours. Then the guys on the PGA Tour would be left empty-handed.
But you know where the PGA Tour has the leverage, which I didn't realize till reading this story here. The PGA Tour, with their deals with NBC, CBS, and ESPN, they're not allowed to cut deals with the Live Tour without them having permission.
Yeah,
So
that's
they're
why they're
locked-
on
so
YouTube
they-
only
No, but
right
they're
now.
locked out.
Yeah.
So they're completely locked out. So where we think Live has hand, that the Live Tour has hand because they don't have hand because of the broadcast.
But the golfers don't care about that.
Yeah, they don't care if they're getting their
getting
money.
paid.
But the
Yeah.
thing is, if the sport becomes obsolete as far as people understanding and seeing them, if you don't see the best, if the best golfers in the world are playing on YouTube and nobody's watching, comparatively, does it exist? And what does it do to the broadcasts on ESPN, CBS, NBC? Like, what does it do to those broadcasts that the best golfers in the world aren't in them?
Yeah,
Because, like, do you not watch events when Tiger's not in them? Like, are you more likely to get to the TV when Tiger's at a big event?
Sure, I think if everybody's being honest, I think everybody would say yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
And so if I know the biggest names in the world aren't participating, I'm definitely less likely to watch.
Sure.
So I mean, it might make those television deals that they've got that they think is leverage against the Live Tour obsolete, because they're like, well, what do we care about the TV deal if nobody's seeing the best players in the world?
Well, if the best players in the world are there, then I'll probably just be watching on YouTube. I mean, it's pretty easy. I have the YouTube app right on my TV.
Bob hates the apps.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the apps either, but it's fine.
Bob, it's Nightmare Weekend. It's Nightmare Weekend.
YouTube's different than downloading a specific golf tournament.
We have a YouTube game, and we have an Apple TV game this weekend. Cooney,
isn't there a Peacock game on there too?
Is it a Peacock game?
I hope it's Apple TV.
There's an Apple and a Peacock, I believe.
So there's Apple and Peacock.
No, I'm okay. I have a TV that I take outside, and we have all the apps on it, and I can watch it there. But I mean, I heard somebody calling Devon yesterday, an older gentleman, way older than us.
Okay.
And, just saying this how ridiculous it was that he had to go and search to find his Phillies. I felt bad for him, and it's true. It sucks.
Well, I can feel bad for him, but I would say also is that these are businesses, and they're trying to make the most money that they can. And now if you can't navigate the apps, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Because right now, I mean, you
have to, absolutely.
You have to navigate the apps.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I think the YouTube broadcasts suck. I think they are.
I didn't like them either.
I think they are terrible broadcasts.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
And I also don't need to see that. I have to shrink that comments window every single time. I don't want to see the comments window. I don't want the chat room on the screen while I'm watching the game. So that's always shrunk to the bottom there to here go, oh, here go the Phillies again. They're about to lose. This bullpen sucks. And like everybody just chiming in with it. I can't imagine like watching a game on NBC Sports Philly and having that go on. A chat room on the screen. I guarantee it's coming.
Ugh.
I guarantee it is.
I kind of like it.
I don't.
Really?
It's kind of funny to me. It's entertaining to me. I don't put a lot of stock into it, but it's kind of funny to watch someone like freak out if Juris Familia throws one ball or something. Just to lose their mind. It's kind of funny to me.
Andrew Salchunas, I know you had a plan for your show today.
Yes, it's prepped.
And I know then that plan probably got a little bit thrown out.
Yeah, it did with the news today. But, like most great, talented radio hosts, we can always adapt.
You're a sportsman,
we can pivot. We can pivot.
Let's just have a conversation about it.
I made a few audibles at the line of scrimmage today. I mean, we were actually going to talk a lot of Harden today because I still respect the heck out of him. And so now kind of goes well with the new stadium discussion. So it wasn't that hard of an adjustment.
As a Temple man and as a guy who, and you were living in that Temple neighborhood for years. Obviously the city's got a lot of challenges right now. How confident are you that in 9 years this can get back? Because when you were at Temple, downtown was a vibrant, like a congregating point.
Yeah, it was great.
And now it's struggling.
Now it's struggling big time. It's not the safest of places right now, which is a shame, right?
How confident are you?
I love this city. Confident.
Good.
There's going to be a lot of money invested into this, and there's also going to be a lot of money coming out of it. If you're any sort of smart mayor, which not the guy right now, but the next one will probably do whatever he can to make this work.
How about a sportsman? Now I'm going to float this right now, and if anybody steals it, you're an a-hole.
Okay.
This is what Jason Kelce does.
Yes.
2024, mayor of Philadelphia.
Why would he want to?
Because he's going to be retired.
Hey, he's got all the money in the world. He's bought a place in Seattle.
He can be retired, and he can be the mayor.
Retirement sounds awesome.
And he can oversee this city's transformation.
Well, let's face it. There are, I'm sure, people in politics that have people that speak in their ears. Jason Kelce could be like the face mayor and hire a lot of smart people around him.
Sure.
And people would
why
listen.
not?
Jason Kelce could say the worst thing in the world, and people would be like, yeah, I like
him.
what you're saying because you're Jason Kelce.
He can come out in the Mummers outfit.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, my God, yeah.
Property tax increase 10% across the board.
You know what? Yes, that's a good idea. Go Birds. You know why? Because hungry dogs run faster, John.
I'm telling you, though, potential sports figure being involved in the next administration
would be smart.
Yeah.
We can't have Mr. J.
No.
That's how, we can't have him.
Judas.
We can't
Judas Irving.
We can't have Dr. Judas.
No.
Can't have him. So who are we thinking? Joel Embiid is a special a citizen advisor?
No, he's too busy. He's going to be winning his fourth title at that point. Yeah.
Okay, well, you guys are very optimistic. You guys are very optimistic.
Oh, new stadium. You got to at least have some banners in there.
Gotta love
from
it.
this century.
Gotta love it.
Good point.
Yeah,
Good
come
job.
on now.
Tunis, we'll be listening all day today.
All right, thank you.
To you and Tom. Is it you and Tom today?
It's me
again?
and Tom. You know, I noticed it's another day where I was not escorted into the studio.
Yeah, I don't understand even when Coach is here that you don't get the respect.
Yeah,
Coach
No.
here.
I think it's the
Andrew knows
respect
how to turn on the mic.
I think it's the respect shown to Anthony due to tenure. And then Andrew has a certain amount of shows that he has to reach before he gets the escort.
Well, I do have like 6 more, so will that get me there?
We'll see. You might. Don't cross your fingers on that one. Hey, remember, support life-saving cancer research. The American Association for Cancer Research does amazing things, and the Davis CPA Group is proud to support them, too, and they're one of our proud sponsors. Go to aacr.org/fanatic. That's aacr.org/fanatic because cancer research saves lives. Get involved with the AACR. We thank you very much for that. This has been an odd day today. Big story breaks. We react. We pivot to it. Hopefully you had a lot of opportunity to listen today. We learned a lot from each other. And tomorrow we'll have a lot more coming your way as we kick off a fun Friday, getting you ready for a big weekend on the John Kincade Show. And your Phillies are back tomorrow. Have a great Thursday, everybody.
The John Kincade Show.
Uh-oh. Looks like I'm in for a bad hair day.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
I know the BetParks app can change your sports viewing and enjoyment. It really can. Because let's say you come in late to a game, and then you get a real feeling that even though the Phillies are down early, that they're going to come back. The live in-game wagering is just for you. Do you realize you don't have to be there at the opening tip of a hoops game? You don't have to be there for the opening kickoff of a football game to get involved. The lines are always shifting and moving. You can download the app at betparks.com, Pennsylvania or New Jersey. Now, you got to be 21. If you're a new user, use the promo code Kincade, get the $750 risk-free bet. Your Phillies are back tomorrow. Do you think they're making the postseason? Bet on it. Think they're going to beat up on the Cubs this weekend? Should be a lot of runs scored. It's going to be hot. I think it's called hitting season. Bet on it. Plus, you got those previews. The NFL season's around the corner. The futures bets are there for the liking, and they're tasty. You got to be 21 in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. It's the BetParks app. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's Ricky Bo for Guided Door and Window. The summer heat means it's that time of year to crank up the AC again, to keep your home cooling more efficiently and help save you on high energy bills. I suggest you go Guida and finally replace your old, drafty, inefficient windows and doors with my good friends at Guided Door and Window. Right now, Guida is offering their best discounts of the year with their big 40% off